Yo, you know the deal. You nothing changed. Judah Ben. Yo. Here we go again to open up the show again. Suckers want to copy, so they try to wonder where we been. It's Thomas from the Bronx talking boxing, football and baseball and sometimes wrestling. Plus he all about the dough like Fosse. You might even catch him live, be on IG. You know he still rock with sock, even when the whole block is hot, chillin' in the cut like a doc. A lot of cowards, they act fake in a spot like they taking a spot, but imitators a pop. Tommy dropping out gems like a treasure chest. Every other week you might catch him with a special guest. Like the champ Keith Cologne, he's a regular. Took pics with Bud, so you better show him love. BVO and D-Free playing safety. They blocking all nonsense. Sonny, change your conscience. Yeah. You already know the deal. Judah Ben. Tell a friend to tell a friend, son. Tommy from the Bronx. Yeah. Welcome to D-Free Sports, where the NFL and not the NBA take the stage and hold center court. This be your channel for live, insightful commentary, your one fat source for combat sports. I hope you keeping up, cause I don't wanna lose y'all. Free got the illest insight on boxing and foosball. Hosted by D-Free, this channel dives deep into the X's and O's, so what be stepping on toes? Of course your man Judah always flexing his flows. I hope you checking your tone, give mad respect for the show. This ain't a channel for hate, you dudes ain't smooth enough, and if you cowards wanna debate, my man will chew you up. A lot of streamers be frontin', son, get your money up. He broadcasting live from the District of Columbia. Subscribe now and stay locked all season long, and bob your head to the music of my theme song. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know the deal. It's Judah Ben. Shout out to D-Free. Broadcasting live from Washington, D.C. Word 'em up. Yo, tune in. He going live.
Coming with your champ of the world. Shout out to TD Sports. TD Sports. Let's go, champ.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back. Plastic. We are back. We are back.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Salute to everybody in the building. Salute, man. We are back on a Friday night. It's been a minute since we've been on live, on a Friday night. Been very busy, been going on other nights and stuff. You know what I mean? I've been at some fights on Fridays, so I said, we got a big fight weekend. And I said, you know what? Told my man D-Free, it's been a while. Let's come up, talk a little bit of boxing, make our little fight predictions. You know what I'm saying? And, we're going to open up the panel, let people come up, talk some boxing tonight. You know what I mean? So first things first, man, salute to everybody in the building. I'll shout you out in a minute. But I got to shout out my co-host, my man from D.C., my man D-Free. What's good, D-Free?
What's going on with you?
Chilling, man. Just, just relaxing. Went through another work week. And now it's time to relax and get into these fights that's going to happen this weekend. We got two big main events this weekend. I like it. I like an upset to happen in one of the fights, and we'll talk about it. Maybe two upsets can happen. You know what I'm saying? I'll be interested to see what everybody has to say, everybody's opinions. And I'm ready for it, man. It's gonna be a good weekend. I got some interviews lined up this weekend as well. Gonna show it on the channel. I'm really excited for Sunday. Sunday we got Tales from the B Side is back. We were back last week, but our guest didn't show. It kind of stood us up. But this weekend, this Sunday, we got Lonnie Daniels offered for a big upset win over my homegirl Shadeja Green. So we're gonna talk to her. It's gonna be a good show. We're going to talk a little boxing, and we might even talk a little about mental health as well. So I'm really excited for that one, and I got some other surprises going on as well. So let's get to it. Let's see who's in the building right now. Let's see who's in the chat. My man BVO is up in here, hating as usual. He says Riverside because he calls me Ramirez. So salute to BVO. Shout out to my man SP. What's it? Let me just say SP Go Beats. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. And my man Opulent LD, man's in the building as well, man. Salute to you, Opulent. Hope everything is well. I'm gonna open up the panel a little bit. I got another friend coming up. Socrates is supposed to join us. I don't know if it's true or not, but he did say he was gonna pull up. That's kind of the reason why I extended it to 10:15 and we started about 10:20 to give him some time. So hopefully my friend Socrates could come up and talk his ish. It's been a while since we had him. And might have another special guest coming up too, man. I sent a link to two other people. A former fighter, former world champion may come up in here. And a journalist might be up in here as well. So I'm really excited for that. So so let's get to it, man. I'll drop the link in a few minutes. But first things first, let's talk about tomorrow. I think we start off early in the morning tomorrow. Early in the morning in Japan, we got Nakatani taking Inoue. This is for undisputed at 122 pounds. I believe Nakatani is close to a 5-1 favorite in this fight. I'm going to pull up the odds in a minute, but last I checked, I think it was a little bit over 4-1 favorite. And close to 5. Right?
Yeah, Monster Inoue is a 5-1 favorite.
Yeah, so it is 5-1. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of money going his way, but I don't know. How do you see this fight going, D-Free?
I think Monster is going to stop him late.
Okay.
I think with the ranginess and the power that Nakatani has, I think it's going to take some time before Monster be able to walk him down. But I wouldn't be surprised, like I've said before, I wouldn't be surprised if Nakatani wins this fight because he's been waiting for a long time for this moment. This is more like a changing of the guard type fight. They don't have a lot of big fighters in Japan, so these are probably the two biggest names in Japan right now. And Nakatani has been living in the shadows of Monster anyway. So I think Nakatani is going to come out there and give it his all, but I think Monster might be just a little bit too much for Nakatani. And the one thing that I see with Nakatani, he gets hit very easy in his fights, especially when it becomes a dog fight. He gets hit way too easy, and I don't think he can take a lot of shots from Monster anyway because Monster do has power. So I just don't think he can take a lot of shots from Monster anyway. But if he can come in there and be on his A game and give it his best performance of his career, I think he can upset the big dog in Japan.
Okay. Opulent, he asked where you can watch. It's pay-per-view. It's on the Zone pay-per-view. So I was shocked when I heard it was pay-per-view as well. But yeah, Zone pay-per-view for the Monster fight. So hold on a second. We do have a guest, one of my first guests, my man from Ring Talk Worldwide, the host of the longest radio program in, I guess, the U.S. or in the world. I'm not sure, but let's introduce him. He can tell us a little bit more. My man Pedro Fernandez is here. What's up, Pedro?
How much can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Pedro.
Okay, the longest running show in history.
In history, is the longest radio boxing radio show in history?
No. I think there was a they used to do boxing on the radio. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was the big thing back in the day. Way before me, like the Joe Louis days, this and that. But nobody ever put together a long-standing boxing radio talk show. And I did this in 1984 with Charles J. We were like kicking back. I was a cop, and we were doing this on the phone. And then 4 or 5 years later, I decided to do it on my own. And then within a year, we went into syndication. I won some awards, and before you knew it, 34 countries.
Okay. So yeah, this is over 40 years, right? 40. I wouldn't say what, 43 years.
41.
41. Wow, that's just impressive. So it's safe to say that you know what you're talking about, right?
No, I always like defer to you. You're the expert.
Nah, not me. Not
Listen.
me. I go to you. I go to D3. You know, sometimes I go to Socrates because Socrates, you know, he be out of line sometimes. So I can't really truly rely on him. You know, he'll set me up sometimes.
Ooh, boxing's PhD. How dare you, dog? Boxing's PhD. Let me take note of that.
PhD. Wow. Those are 3 big letters right there for Socrates.
And the middle letter is always small.
Nevertheless, man, salute to everybody coming through. I see front lines in the building. Salute to you coming through. Mr. Shelton watching on Rumble. We are live on Rumble as well. Salute to you. How do you do it, Paisan? And my man K-Ron in the building. Happy belated birthday. Yesterday was his birthday, I believe. Salute to you as well. But Pedro, we'll start off. We just started, so you came in just on time. D. Freed was saying he's got Inoue stopping Nakatani late. I didn't get my prediction yet, but since you came in, we'll let you talk about it. And talk to us about Nakatani's coach. I think you know a little bit about Rudy Hernandez, right?
Well, first of all, it's obscene to make me get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and watch a boxing match, okay? That is obscene. I don't care what you say. You get up, you can blow weed at 4 a.m. Nothing in the world is going to make 4 a.m. good. Nothing, okay? Nothing. And you got to sit there, and sometimes they have these Japanese fights for a long time. Anyway, bottom line is, I look for a good fight. Inoue is a capable fighter. Nakatani, of course, he didn't look so good in that last fight against Reyes. And if ever there was a guy that could pull off a con, it's Rudy Hernandez. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that he's slick enough to pull stuff off around. He's slick enough to get by people and they wouldn't even realize it. In other words, he's smart. To steal a line from Muhammad Ali, he's smarter than he looks.
Okay. Here's my thing with Rudy. I think, and this is why I'm leaning towards the way I'm leaning. Rudy has had Nakatani since he's been 14 years old, right? Nakatani's from Japan, right? But he's been out, I guess, in LA, and they train in LA. I don't know if he's been back and forth, but he's had him and he's been grooming him since 14 years old. And I feel like, you know, Rudy's been around for a long time, right? You know, obviously, you know, his brother, former world champion, Genaro Hernandez. And I feel like he's got him to this stage and he got him ready for this moment. And tomorrow morning, or whatever time it is in Japan, is going to be Nakatani's moment. And I feel like Nakatani's going to pull off the upset. And I got Nakatani winning a close, and I know you hate when I do this, but I'm picking a split decision because I feel like there'll be a judge, no matter what, that's going to give it to Inoue, no matter how much Nakatani does. So I like Nakatani, and I like the Rudy Hernandez factor, and I like that he's been grooming him for this moment, you know, pretty much his entire life.
Okay, so I'll go out on a limb and I'll go with you on this one. How's the rest of the panel feel on this?
Well, so far D Free has picked
I think Monster gonna win the fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nakatani wins.
Okay, I'm gonna post it in the chat if anybody wants to come up. Hold on. So if anyone want to come up and give their prediction, talk a little boxing, you know, we got some other fights in the card too, but that's what I'm leaning. I mean, Nakatani didn't look good in his last fight. He arguably could have lost that fight. But the judges saw it different, right? Because, you know, they weren't going to ruin, you know, this opportunity because this fight was pretty much set in stone. What do you think, you know, what do you take from his last fight going into this fight? Does it matter? Or maybe, you know, it was just for like, you know, for show to make Inoue think a little different. What do you think about it, his last performance?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, Pedro, you.
I'll defer to the other guys first because I personally think that Nakatani didn't look as good as he did last time. He could have lost that fight had it been on neutral turf and things like that. But the bottom line is, you know, the other guy's a franchise, and it's tough to beat franchises. Sometimes you can knock them down, kick them in the teeth, they get up and they get a decision win.
That's true. Yeah, and we've seen that many times. Many times. And that's what we call like the robberies of the sport. D Free, what do you think?
What's the question again?
So I was saying like Nakatani didn't look good in his last fight. What do you take? Do you think that has anything to do with what's going to happen tomorrow night?
No, I think what happened in his last fight was his last fight. Monster Inoue doesn't fight like his last opponent. Monster Inoue probably doesn't have the same determination that his last opponent had for that fight. So we don't know how Monster is going to come into this fight. We don't know if Monster is overlooking Nakatani or Monster is taking Nakatani very serious. And we don't know how Nakatani is taking this fight. He could have been overlooking his last opponent getting ready for this fight. So I don't feed a lot into what happened in the last fight because it's two different type of styles and it's two different type of atmosphere. So I just gotta take the fight as it is. And I think like a lot of times you could see a fighter coming there and look like garbage in his last fight, but it was a fight that he's been waiting for a long time, and he finally gets that opportunity. Now he comes in there and look like a totally different fighter and pull out an upset. So I don't take what happened in the last fight that strongly. It can play a effect if that's what Nakatani is, if he coming in with that same mind frame. But I'm not going to look at the last fight and say he's going to do the exact same thing in this fight.
Okay.
You know what? One thing, the Monster, he hadn't went the distance since 2019 with that Nonito Donaire the first time around. Of course, he knocked Donaire out in the rematch, but he went through all those knockouts. And then last year, he went the distance 2 times and he got knocked down. So maybe he's starting to slip a little bit.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. I mean, especially his last 2 fights, it went the distance, and he's got knocked down within like was the 3 fights ago, right? So I mean, so now we're talking about Nakatani's last performance, but what about Inoue's last 2 performances? He hasn't really looked like the killer that we're kind of used to seeing. I mean, he's still looking pretty impressive, but he's getting hit a little bit more, and he's looking a little bit more vulnerable. Does that take into account to like your decision making for tomorrow's fight?
Wait,
D Free, you can start.
It could if Monster is starting to slip, but we also got to remember those 2 fights that he went the distance last year were 2 fights that he fought in America, and he hasn't fought in America in a long time. Those fights that when he was knocking everybody out, those was over in Japan. So
no, but the last fight was in Saudi Arabia.
That was Saudi Arabia. Yeah. One was in America and one was in Saudi Arabia. So it wasn't in his home country. It wasn't in his hometown or nothing like that. So maybe the atmosphere was a little different. Maybe they did something a little different, preparing for the fight that he normally would do if he was back home in Japan. So you can look at that and say, hey, he might be falling off a little bit, or you can look at it and say, you know what, he wasn't comfortable. He was in a different atmosphere. He wasn't comfortable like he normally is. Now he's back home and he's training in his normal gym. He's going through the normal motions that he normally goes through. So he might be back to the Monster that we used to seeing, that a lot of people said is one of the best fighters at 118 and 122 pounds.
Yeah, but you know what? Can I cut in here real quick? I think the weight is killing him. He's 32, almost 33 years old, 122 pounds. I think he's got to cut off his nuts to do it. And I think that after a while, it just takes away from a guy's ability to fight because he's trying to make weight all the time. And if he's training to make weight, that's another issue. Roberto Duran fell apart basically because not making weight. So some of the greats have fallen apart not making weight because they outgrow their weight scale.
Okay, yeah, and I was going to add to that too, because not only that, he's also spoken about that, and recently he's already thinking about moving to 126 after this fight. So I think he said after this fight, I'm assuming if he wins, he's already talking about moving to 126 and fighting those guys. And let me tell you something, 126 has a lot of good fighters at 126 at featherweight. You know, you don't have no unification, so you got 4 different world champions there too. So it'd be very interesting. But first things first, he's got Nakatani tomorrow. So I think the weight is a fact. I think the weight is kind of getting to him now.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, I can see that because usually when Monster wins his undisputed title, he moves right to the next division. This is the first time that he's actually stayed at a weight class for multiple fights after he won undisputed.
Does anybody else hear echo? Frontline.
I hear a little echo in my headphones. I'm not sure if it's my mic.
I hear his echo. I don't hear anybody else echoing.
It's only my echo or whose echo?
It's me. I hear me echoing.
Yeah, I don't know what's
But
going on.
I know I ain't got YouTube open.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. All right, just let me know in the chat who else is echoing. Maybe
I'm gonna go out and come back in and see if it still does it. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
All right, no doubt. I just lost my train of thought. So his Frontline says Shushu's going to welcome Inoue at 120. I mean, he's waiting. He's basically been calling for Inoue, and they've been kind of talking about that fight for like over a year now.
That's because that's his ticket to Beverly Hills.
But it's the ticket for everybody, right? Especially at 126. Nobody 126 is making big money. Is Espinosa making big money?
No, is that the lanky guy, Espinosa?
Yeah, the tall lanky guy. Yeah,
he looks like he might be the best of the bunch, huh?
That's what people are saying.
Why do you doubt him?
Because I think Shushu's the best of the bunch.
Okay. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. With the exception of Mr. Carrington.
Well, there's a little New York bias here.
No. You know what? He should be a lawyer. That's a great lawyer's name, Carrington.
Listen, everybody talks of how great and how good Espinosa is, but let's not forget, after Robisi, who has he really fought, right? And people forget that first fight with Robisi. Robisi just needed like 10 or 15 more seconds in round 6 to get him out of there, right? He had Espinosa pretty much done in that fight. But credit to Espinosa, he bounced back, he dropped Robisi in the last round, and he won the fight. But I think people, they forget that Espinosa is not invincible as people think,
No, but everybody has a shaky night.
That's true. That's true. But let's see what happens. Like, he hasn't really fought anybody good since Robisi. He had the rematch with Robisi, and Robisi quit. Right? He claimed he got hit with elbows or something like that. So I mean, other than that, we'll see. And then other guys as well. Next week, Angelo Leo has a title defense against Rahim Aleem. I think his last name is Aleem. Pretty good fighter, so that's good. You saw Figueroa just upset and beat Nick Ball in the UK, right? So, we got some good worthy champions. Figueroa's got a lot of experience as well. He's been in a ring with Fulton, right? I think who else he's been in? Did he fight Vargas as well? But Figueroa's got some good experience. So, yeah, he fought Vargas also, right? Yeah, so I mean, 126 is pretty deep. There's some good fights in 126. So Monster moving up. I'm not saying that's not easy pickings for Monster. It's a good payday for whoever fights Monster, but I don't know. I don't know about those matchups. All 4 of those guys are pretty good. Because Angelo Leo is pretty good too. He's very underrated as well.
Yeah, and I think it could also be the fact, like what we saw with Monster getting knocked down. He got knocked down in the Neary fight. He got knocked down in the fight after that. He didn't get knocked down, and I don't think he got knocked down in the MJ fight. No. But what it could be is the fact that these guys are bigger punchers compared to 118 and 115. Yeah. So and maybe that could be a part.
Let's not forget the first fight with Donito. Donito pretty much broke his face, in that first fight.
So I mean, going up to 26.
Yeah, but you saw what happened the second time around.
No, I understand. I understand that. I understand that. But
hey, you guys, I got a question for you guys. Don't you think Nonito Donaire is like pushing it? I mean, he's like 95 years old, fighting in 118, 100, whatever those lightweight. Bottom line is, he's killing himself. He's gonna be walking around like a retarded dude in a few years from now. And you guys never met his wife. His wife is a piece of work, man. She came into my studio and she told me how I was going to interview him before I interviewed him.
I've talked to his wife before. What I'm trying to figure out is how he's still making that small weight. He's 5'9". Like Nonito is damn near my height. I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
I'm 200 pounds. I can never get down to 126, 118, none of that. I haven't been that size since I was like middle school.
I will say this, Pedro. I have spoken with Rachel a couple of times on panels, and she has been nothing but sweet to me. But I have seen years ago articles and comments of her bad mouthing you. I definitely
bad mouthing me.
Yeah, because I think there was one.
Hold on a second. That bitch bad mouthed me.
This was years ago, though. This was years ago.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I don't forget.
Yeah. She badmouthed you, saying that you don't know what you're talking about. Even I don't care if he's an award-winning journalist. I think she's.
Oh no,
something like that.
I remember what happened. I remember she was negotiating with Bob Arum, and she went into Bob Arum's office and sat her ass down like she was like the hottest shit in the town. You know what I'm saying? And Bob Arum looks across the desk like, "Are you serious?" Okay, and she was all by herself trying to negotiate a deal for Nonito, this and that. So I talked about that and how she thinks she's a power broker. I think she made Nonito wait outside. I mean, that's what a little bitch she is.
Wow.
Whoa.
You guys don't realize it. She's a dominant woman, okay? She walks over everybody. Bitch couldn't walk over me, so you saw what happened.
Well, I that's what I'm saying. I don't know the whole story, but I do know that there was a problem. And listen, I don't know if you guys know this. I first learned and started watching Nonito because of him coming on your show. This is, years ago on the radio. You used to have Nonito on a lot.
Yeah.
Yep, and used to have Nonito on, and not many people knew about Nonito. And used to have Nonito on a bunch of times the radio show. So, that's why I was shocked to find out what happened afterwards.
No, it's just when you've got an old lady running the show, this and that, it gets a little uncomfortable, especially I'm direct to the point. You guys know. I mean, he puts her out front, and when you put your woman out front, she's going to get abused a little bit, if not verbally, business wise.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So but yeah, I like I said, I've spoken to her and she's been cool with me on the panel. So I don't bring anything up. I don't.
You should have brought me up.
No, I won't bring you up. I will do it. I will do it. I will. Let's move along. Let's move along to the other big main event. Nobody's pressing the link right now. Waiting for Socrates, fashionably late as usual. But the other main event, we got the other monster, David Benavidez, moving up and fighting Zurdo Ramirez. That's an interesting fight. Who you like and why? We'll start with D Free because I'm sure Pedro has a lot to say on this.
I like David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez has an opportunity to become the star that he wants to be. They're taking over Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. This is normally Canelo's fight day. Canelo couldn't do it because he said he was injured or whatever have you. So I think David Benavidez, he's been in the ring with Zurdo. I think he said from 15 up to 20 years old they spar together. He knows what Zurdo is going to bring to the table. I think Zurdo might be a little surprised with David Benavidez because I think David Benavidez has gotten a lot better since he first started boxing. I think Zurdo's pretty much still the same fighter I've always seen him from the first time I watched him until the last time I watched him. I haven't seen any change in Zurdo. He's a guy that's going to come forward. He's going to throw a lot of shots. He's a big puncher, but I don't think it's anything that David really has to be worried about outside of maybe Zurdo can catch him with a big shot. I don't think Zurdo does any movement that David is going to be flustered about. I don't think he's going to throw so many punches that David is not going to know what to do. I think David has the faster hands. I think he got the better feet. And I think he has the better defense. Both of them don't have real good defense, but I think David's defense is a little better than Zurdo. And so I think David is going to win the fight.
Okay. Pedro, who you like and why?
I don't think Zerto's real limited. I mean, if you look at his record, this and that, I mean, Bivol boxed his ears, okay? I mean, he's not that good of a fighter. He's been he's been positioned by Mauricio Suleiman and company down there, you know what I'm saying? So he's been kept a safe guy up front. He's another of those Mexican fighters, that build up these outstanding records, this and that, but he ain't no Julio Cesar Chavez. Not that anybody is. Anyway, I don't see him winning a minute of a round tomorrow night. Unless size, size matters in two things, pornography and combat sports, but I think this is the exception to the rule. I think the smaller guy wins, but David weighed 196 pounds with a pair of shorts on. That bothered me a little bit. 196 pounds. He's gotten, how can I put this? He's been heavier than that out of training, but this is the heaviest he's ever fought, and that's the only concern, 196 pounds. What do you think of what do you guys think of him weighing 196, 175 pounder?
I think I don't think it's a problem because from what I've seen from David, from him training, I still see the same David that I've always seen. What I did hear from him was this is the first camp he didn't have to cut weight, and he feels great. He said this is the best he's ever felt. He didn't have to cut weight. Any other camp, he normally has to cut 20, 30 pounds, 40 pounds. So I think David is gonna be good.
Hey, I'm laughing because I moved from junior welterweight to welterweight because I didn't want to cut weight. Okay, so I beat up some bums down in the Valley of California, and they pushed me off to Las Vegas to fight some dude. He almost killed me. The size difference between a junior welterweight and a welterweight is just it's too much. It's too much, and that's only 8 pounds. And this guy is going to be a 25-pound advantage, maybe size-wise. If you look at them man to man, they look like two different dudes as far as two different weight classes. I mean, one guy looks huge.
Yeah. Well, Zerto looks like a monster, right?
Yeah.
What they call David the monster, but I think this is good for him. 196. I'm not worried about it because I think David goes up a lot of weight already between fights, so he didn't have to cut the weight. All he had to do is pretty much, cut a little bit of weight, work out, get in shape, and be ready for the fight. So, I don't know. Zerto to me is a big guy, but he doesn't really punch that hard. I think he's a good body puncher for a big guy, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think the only question in this fight is whether or not Zerto can make it to the 12th round or he gets stopped, right? Because I think Benavidez' pressure and his volume is going to overwhelm Zerto, and that's the only way I think he could probably stop him. Like maybe he buzzes him and then there's no reaction from Zerto in like the corner or the ropes or something and the ref stops the fight. That's the only way I think I could see him getting stopped. But I think Zerto might be smart enough to hold on and maybe, survive for 12 rounds. But I don't see any chance for Zerto unless he gets lucky with a lucky body shot or something. Benavidez has been dropped before, but that doesn't mean that he's chinny. It just means that, you could get caught with a good shot, you go down, but he gets right back up. So,
I guess it must have been 10 years ago. We went to camp down there in Pachanga, around Pachanga, the casino down there in San Diego. And David was kicking the shit out of Gennady Golovkin sparring. And I didn't know who he was, blah, blah, blah. I thought the Golovkin was just having a bad day, this kind of good stuff. But his father said, "Remember my son, David Benavidez." And I remember that to this day. And of course, me and Mike Tyson don't agree on too many things. We agree that weed is better than alcohol. And that Robin Givens spells her first name Robbing. And that David Benavidez is the best fighter in the world. I think so. We both like Khalifa Kush.
When's the last time you spoke it to Mike?
Say that again.
When's the last time you spoke it to Mike?
Smoking the what? So
no, when's the last time you spoke it?
I haven't seen Mike. I can't remember the last time. Remember he snapped at me one time, and here was the scoop. He was the only guy. I respected Marvin Hagler, so I didn't ask Marvin too many pressing or asshole-like questions. And Mike Tyson, I didn't ask any asshole-like questions because I was afraid he would get up and smack your ass. I'm telling you, he was that violent at one point in time, even with the media. people in the room, we knew not to mess with Mike.
Except for who in the Olympics? In the Olympics, tell that story.
Michael Nunn was ready to beat. Michael Nunn could have erased boxing history. I don't think we would know who Mike Tyson was if Michael Nunn would have lit Mike Tyson up that day. We were sitting in a big hot tub. It was like big, like a big. I think it was shaped like a teardrop, but it was big. And there must have been, I don't know, 15, 20 guys in there, and there must have been 10 fighters and some other group. And of the 10 fighters, I think me and I'm Puerto Rican, so anyway, most of the guys were black, and they're going back and forth, and they're capping on each other, jive capping, this kind of stuff, and Mike saying something, blah blah blah, and then Mike says something to Michael Nunn like, "I knew your mother when she was hoeing," and Mike Nunn and the whole room got fucking quiet. I mean, you could hear a mouth pissing over in the corner. Okay, and Michael Nunn got up out the water, walked across the tub, said, "Motherfucker, get your fucking ass up right now." And Mike Tyson froze. He didn't do shit. He just sat there. I was just kidding. Yeah, he even stuttered a little bit. Okay, so yeah, cause I thought Mike should. If Mike would have fired on him right then, Tyson was seated, this and that, and he'd have fucked Mike up. The story of him getting fucked up at the Olympic training camp, I don't think he'd ever become heavyweight champion.
Wow, and how much was Michael? How much was Michael Nunn weighing at that time?
165.
165. Wow.
Yeah, but here's what's up. Michael Nunn. You think Mike Tyson was ghetto from Bensonhurst? Michael Nunn was the most ghetto. Michael Nunn is Davenport, Iowa. He's sort of like the godfather of the town. He went back there and went to jail for. He went back there. His advisor told me, Bob Serkine told me, if Nunn ever goes back to Davenport, Iowa, he either gets killed or he goes to jail. He went back there, and within 3 months, he was in jail for 10 years.
Wow.
Because they were waiting on his ass.
Unbelievable, man.
Cocaine.
I had to ask you because I know you told me the story, but I don't know if you told it over here on YouTube. And I always thought that, wow, that's crazy, that Mike Tyson story with Michael Nunn. So I remember you was telling who's the guy you had on the radio show, Kriegel. You was telling Kriegel because Kriegel wrote a book.
Yeah.
Kriegel just did a book on Tyson, I think. And you told that story. It's like, wow.
Kriegel hangs out with Larry Merchant when he's in LA.
Okay.
Speaking of Larry Merchant, 95 years old, you guys.
Wow.
Never had a cup of coffee in his life, and he never smoked a cigarette. So he didn't smoke no weed. I mean, if he never smoked a cigarette, you know what I'm saying? And I said to him one time, "Did you ever think about doing any illegal drugs?" And he gave me that Larry Merchant look. So I guess he didn't.
But he drinks though.
He drinks a glass of wine.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people accuse him of drinking on the air. Did any of you guys think he used to drink on the air?
I don't know. Larry.
No, I mean, some people thought that. Some people. I mean, seriously, people used to tell me, "Hey, does he always get drunk before a show?"
The most surprising thing that you told me about Larry is that he really did not like who's the other guy?
Asshole Jim Lampley.
Jim Lampley, yeah, they did not
get along. Jim the Chokehold Lampley.
That's
now,
one
what
of my favorite
laughing
stories.
About? You know the story?
I know the story. Why don't you tell everybody the story about Jim Lampley one more time?
Okay, so here's what's up. So we're at a party. Mike Tyson's there. We're at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. I can't remember what year it was. Anyway, we're kicking back, and Seth Abraham's there. He's the godfather. I mean, he is the HBO president, the CEO, this kind of good stuff. So I respect him more than I respect anybody in the entire world. So let me start off with that. So anyway, so Seth Abraham's there, Jim Lampley's there, Larry Merchant's there, Mike Tyson's there, I'm there, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's drinking. It's back in the day when I used to drink. So everybody's drinking. And my Jim Lampley's wife, she has hands that look like a lobster. They're claw hands.
Yeah, she
They're
did.
claw hands.
Yeah.
The last thing you want, listen, you would never let this girl give you a hand job. Never. I mean, I'm telling you, man, she's got hands like a lizard or something like that. I mean, the shit is absolutely effing ugly. So anyway,
this is true though. She really did. Look it up. She really did.
Yeah, she's got them. There's pictures of her on the internet. Anyway, so So she's talking to some brother over there, and then I notice she's getting closer to the brother, and then she reaches down with that claw hand of hers and starts rubbing his dick. Okay, so I'm watching this shit. I'm going, man, this ain't good. And Jim sees it because Jim's sitting about 2-3 seats to the side of me, to the right of me. He jumps up, he runs over, and he grabs her by the throat. And he's got her by the throat. So she's looking at him, and he's grabbing her by the throat, and he's shaking her and this and that. So I said to him, man, let go. And he didn't hear me. I went over there, I slapped the police chokehold on his ass. I'm an ex-cop. Let me tell you like this. He was about 1/10 of a second from going to sleep. He was fighting, you guys. I've had guys in sleeper holds before, Samoans. I've had Samoans in sleeper holds, and they go, they're trying to, they sounds like they're taking a shit, but they're trying to fight the sleeper hold. They're trying to fight the effects, and you can't fight it. Once your blood gets cut off, that's it. Okay? So when finally Jim Lampley let go, and I just threw him right down there, pushed him right down there on the floor. You know, so the only reason I never wrote about it is because I was getting $2,000 a week from HBO, and you can't turn down $100,000 a year contract to do 1 hour a week of radio to snitch on Jim Lampley.
Oh my God!
Wow.
I looked over.
I'm surprised you never heard that story.
She was rubbing his dick, and I was like, "This can't be good."
But this is because Lampley was known to beat up on his wife, though. That's not so. That incident you just told me is one of a few.
With crab hands, with lobster hands. That's what they call them, lobster hands. What lobster hands said afterwards, because Jim got caught up in some domestic violence with some girlfriend about 8 or 10 years ago. And she said, when he was with me, he never hit me. And I was jumping up and down saying, bitch, you lying, bitch, he almost choked you to death. Lobster hands. Hey, and you know what, you guys? Here's what's up. I wouldn't make fun of her. I wouldn't about the lobster hands, but she went and had kids, and the kids got lobster hands. And you shouldn't be doing that kind of shit. Don't put your head down there, Tommy D. Come on, Tommy D, if you had two noses on your face, would you have a kid? With 2 different noses. I mean, come on, that's basically like the man. If you were a freak, you wouldn't do it.
Listen, all I know is that Jim Lampley criticized Floyd Mayweather for the same thing that he did many a times as well.
You're right.
So that and that was pretty disgusting with Jim Lampley.
And here's what's up. And Larry, as I said, Larry ain't a big fan of his. And I remember I was telling Larry the story of Jim Lampley that night, and Larry looks at me and goes, I think I remember that. I mean, because it's not too often you see a guy jump up and grab somebody by the throat. I mean, especially at an HBO party, man. HBO parties are pretty cool.
Have you ever spoken to Jim Lampley after that?
Yeah, we talk once in a while. I mean, I've seen him. Hi, Pedro, how are you? Man, fuck you. Here, I remember when I was doing the international for the David Tua Ike Ibuchi fight up there in Sacramento. The motherfucker came over and tried to school me. I was doing the international television by myself. Dan Duba trusted me to do the TV by myself. Okay, so he came over and tried to school me. I said, man, you ain't got to school me. Go back all over there. I had to send him his ass back over to the HBO box.
Jesus.
I mean, no, Lampley was a intrusive, drunk motherfucker. I think and when he wasn't drunk, I think he had the mannerisms of a dry drunk, and that means a guy that has the attitude of a drunk, but he ain't drunk.
He said a dry drunk.
That's oh man. Look it up. I gotta have you on more often, Pedro, man, because you got the best stories, man.
Oh man. I just been around the longest.
Well, you got good stories to tell from being around the longest.
I remember the last time you had him on here, I was in tears, and I'm in tears again.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of. I want to ask you something because I think I wanted to ask you this before. You know how there's a lot of drug testing now for drugs and stuff, and David Benavidez is on it. David Benavidez got in trouble for the white stuff, right?
Wait, time out. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. Hold on, let me cut you off. The WBC stripped him for testing positive for cocaine, right? Right. Wait. Every other dude.
Oh, he got. Did he? Oh, he got.
You must have got a call.
Must have got a phone call. Yeah. Just give him a second.
No.
This has got to be good. Wait, Pedro.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Did I lose you?
Yeah. All right, start all over. Yeah, you probably got a call or something like it just
Did I
froze.
lose
He
you?
gonna have. No,
Yeah,
he gonna
can
have
you
to
hear me
go
now?
out and come back in. He gonna have to go out and
Hello?
come back in.
Yeah, you might have to go out and come back in.
He's gonna have to go out and come back in. But that happened to me when my phone get.
He's probably
takes
gonna
the sound out.
talk shit about Mauricio. He can't stand Mauricio. He's gonna probably talk shit
He
about
about to say Mauricio was snorting.
Oh my god. Let me tell you, he can't stand Mauricio kicked him off the radio. Cause well, not off the radio because he still does the radio, but he was doing the radio show on WBC TV. So like they were airing it there, and then Mauricio kicked him off because I guess they got mad at me because I kind of like went in on Mauricio and I started calling him silly man on the air, and it was after Oshaki fought Conceição and got robbed. So hold on, let me see. This is him, man.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think
there he goes.
I think I remember hearing that.
All right, go ahead, Pedro. Yeah, you got cut off. I think you probably got a phone call and it probably kicked you off. Can you hear me?
Why is this muting?
All right, you good? I hear you. I hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Damn, he's having problems.
He might got to go all the way out.
Shit, because he came back in and the other one was still on. Let me text him to go out and come back in. Hold on. Let me text him.
Well, I got this fight right. I said unanimous decision. That's what it's about to be.
Oh, you watching the Pro Box? I don't even have it on.
Yeah, I was watching Pro Box.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Let's try it again. There he goes again. Let me take this one off. All right, try now.
Are we live?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what's up. My lawyer is calling me on the phone, and he says to me, "You want to go see Benavidez tomorrow night, right?" So he's got some ringside seats, some VIP boxes. Really a cool dude. Some dude owns some big construction company down there. Well, it would cost me like $800 to go down there and fly back and forth right now. From San Francisco to Vegas, only 400 miles, man. But last minute, it'd be like $400 easy each way, plus a hotel. We're talking like $1,200. I don't want to do it.
Oh shit, damn, man.
Not at this point. If
You're not gonna drive.
Well, no drive, bro. No. You get speeding tickets. I commuted to Las Vegas for a long time, and that didn't work. That wasn't a good investment.
I hear you.
But I got to take broads with me all the time. You know, when you drove, that was cool. I mean, you drove. Shit happens on the way to Vegas, man. Okay, back to boxing.
All right. Well, you was gonna tell us about Suleiman and David Benavidez. About
here's what's up. All right, now in the history of the WBC, they've always been very, when it comes to drugs. Well, we'll put you in rehab, son. We're not going to strip you. We'll put you in rehab. Maybe we'll bring in an interim champion. And we're not going to strip you. Man, they stripped his ass, and they didn't strip him in a drug test related to a fight. It was I mean, they just happened to go randomly drug test him. If they randomly drug tested Julio Cesar Chavez, he'd have popped positive for about 15 years. He even admits it. What I'm trying to tell you is they don't test the guys that they don't want to test. They test the guys that they want to fuck over.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to ask you, because Camacho, why Camacho never got in trouble for like cocaine before fights?
Man, Camacho. That cocaine. Hey, I saw the Prime Minister of Finland talk about legalizing cocaine. She said that cocaine is less dangerous than alcohol and cigarettes. Now, me, I know I've seen people go crazy on cocaine. That bitch is crazy. Anyway, but seriously, can you imagine that's how crazy the world is, that some countries think about legalizing cocaine?
That's great. That's the first I'm hearing. I never heard of it. That's
crazy.
Finland.
No, they legalize cocaine. There's gonna be crackheads everywhere.
Where do you come up with? I never heard of that. That's the first I'm hearing this. You said Finland?
Finland, the president, the prime minister, or the president of Finland, whatever. She's a lady. She said, "Yeah, listen, there's some crazy shit going on in the world, man. But it's not only here." Anyway, back to Benavidez. I think he's the best fighter in the world. Mike Tyson thinks he's the best fighter in the world. We think that he was ducked by Canelo. I mean, he had that WBC title, you guys, 7 years ago. And in 7 years, he's never really lost it. They took it away from him one time, but he got it back. Then he was the interim champion. Then he was the number one contender. I mean, in the WBC, the world of bunco and chicanery, led by Mauricio Sillyman. I mean, they didn't do shit. So I think here's a story. Here's a real story, you guys. Canelo has pictures of Mauricio Sillyman in a tutu. It's got to be it.
Hey, people thought I was crazy when I said I had David Benavidez #1 pound for pound.
Best fighter in the world, bro.
I look at David Benavidez from what he's been doing, and I look at everybody else, and I'm like, if they were the same size, do I think they can beat him? And I keep coming up with no. The only person I think that might have a shot is Jerron, and I still don't think Jerron wins.
I mean,
what about Jai? Do you think
that was what I was saying.
I think he's going to beat Jai. I think he's going to beat him. If they make that fight, if Jai can't stop David Benavidez early, Jai's going to get beat up. He gasses out in the second half of fight.
He got a good looking body.
I mean, I don't know. That's a tough fight. The thing I like about David Benavidez is that I really do feel like he wants to fight the best. He's one of the few guys in the sport that wants to fight the top guys, and he's daring to be great. It's just unfortunate he didn't get the big fight against Canelo, and he should have gotten a fight, right? Because Canelo ducked. Canelo plain and simple did not want anything.
The reason why he didn't get the big fight is because of the WBC and the fact that everybody gives this motherfucker a pass. He gets a pass on everything, man. Gennady Golovkin can beat him the first time.
Yeah,
he gets passes, and he said nobody can generate the money he generates. So what? Let him go away, man. I think he's a blight on boxing.
Hey, I mean, like I said, if you don't think David Benavidez is #1, you tell me who you think beats him if they was the same size. I don't look at the accolades.
I think 903 likes Benavidez, but he don't have him #1.
I don't go off of accolades. I go off if these guys were the same size. Who do I believe wins? I don't care nothing about the accolades. If they were the same size, who do I think win? I don't think nobody beats them.
I mean, we don't include heavyweights, do we? I mean, does Usyk get a
pass?
I don't put heavyweight. Does he get a pass because he came up from cruiserweight?
No. Once you become heavyweight, you're heavyweight.
Yeah, that's right.
So no heavyweights, pound for pound, top 5. Go. D for you first.
I got David Benavidez. I got Sebastian Fendor.
Wow.
I got Jerron Businis. Monster Inoue. Devin Haney.
Oh, see, Pedro don't like that. Me and Pedro argue about that every week, every Sunday. Pedro, you give me your pound for pound top 5.
Mine?
Yeah, and you better not say somebody I don't like.
I don't put him in order, but I would say Benavidez is #1. The rest of the group, the Monster Inoue, Boots looks like he deserves to be up there, but he's got to have a super fight. I think the fight with Virgil Ortiz would have been a mega fight, man. And what about Xander Zayas? Well, I'll take it back. Let me go back to my top 5 list. Looking at the current crop of boxing, I like Usyk. He's in the top 5, no doubt about that. I think Jai is a good fighter. I don't know if he's in the top 5 per se, but he's close as far as fighting at cruiserweight, and that makes 3 of them. I think that the lanky featherweight that we talked about has potential. Okay. Number 5, let's make it Inoue. So there's your top 5.
So who you said? You said Benavidez. Wait, who did you say again?
Benavidez, without a doubt, without pound for pound. Usyk, probably number 2.
But I thought we weren't going to do heavyweights.
Okay, well, he was a cruiserweight. Okay, okay, no heavyweights. Best 5. I really don't have a top 5.
You know what? I just thought about it. Now that Pedro said that name, take Devin Haney off there. I think Ja overtime beats Devin Haney. Put Ja at number 5.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, it's time for me. And I know Pedro's not going to like this, so I know particular order.
Don't care about what I like or don't like, man. You're the talk show. You're the boss. You're the godfather of this show. Listen, Tommy D, I don't want to be talking about all your video work. You know what I'm saying? We will talk about your deep library of video work. Do you guys know he's like known all over the world as Tommy D?
This guy, every Sunday, he breaks my balls with this.
Okay, here's what's up. There's a dude named Tommy D that does gay porn.
There is a dude named Tommy D that's a porn star.
Yeah.
I didn't know he do gay porn, but I did know it was a dude that's named Tommy D that's a porn star.
So here's what's up. So I was looking for a nickname for Thomas Dillamoose or Thomas Dillamoose. So I came up with Tommy D. I had no idea there was some other dude already copped this name up and he was a porn star. And he's a gay porn star to boot. So now Tommy D is calling himself Thomas Dillamoose more than he's calling himself Tommy D. Coincidence? Perhaps.
Let me see. Hold on. I wanted before I go because 903 is my guy and he has great boxing takes. Hold on. Opulent didn't have a pound for pound. Why I can't scroll up? Yo, StreamYard be bugging, bro. Let's see. So he says Shakur, Boots, Shushu, Abdullah Mazen. Oh, he did top 10. He did Hansa Shiraz. Wow, he got Hansa Shiraz, Hitchens, Keyshawn. Oh, no, my fault. Let me read this right. Here's what he said. Okay, he says Shakur, Boots, Shushu, Abdullah, Moses, Hamza, Hitchens, Keyshawn all beat Benavidez if they were the same weight.
Crazy.
Hey,
I know you was smoking what David Benavidez got stripped for.
Hamza Shiraz, I don't think Hamza Shiraz is that good. I mean, he just.
I think Shiraz is better than you give him credit for. And
I think Shiraz is good, but I don't think he beats no David Benavidez.
No, nobody beats him.
After what Adames
you know
did
what,
to
though?
him and they robbed Adames, he just beat up, Bumlanga.
He might be able to beat Canelo at this stage, though.
Let me see. Did I miss something? Hold on. I just want to make sure I got the top. I think he gave me a
Shakur definitely ain't beating no David. Shakur wouldn't even fight David Benavidez.
I can't see. Hold on. Let me see.
Shakur makes
I feel like
why he
this
can't
is not
fight.
scrolling up. Oh, his top 5 is Boots, Shakur, Shushu, Abdullah, and Devin.
I don't think Shushu beats no David Benavidez. I don't care if they're the same size or not.
I love Shushu to death, but I don't have him in the top 5 pound for pound. Not yet, Not yet.
No.
I think once Shushu unifies or whatever he does at 126, when he goes to 130 is when we'll start seeing Shushu, and then I'll put him up there. Because I think if he moves to 130, he cleans that division out.
I need to see Shushu fight better competition. That's what I need to see. I don't care what his accolades is. I just need to see him fight better competition. Right now, he hasn't been fighting too good of competition. His competition been so.
Yeah, when I try to bring up his level of competition against Tommy D, Tommy gets defensive.
No, it's true though, but I'm just saying it's just my opinion. So I'm just saying I think let's see him. I mean, hopefully he gets a unification against one of them big boys at 126. I think if he moves up to 130, we'll see something special for Shushu because I think he can clean that division out.
Well, no, at 126, says that, at 126, if he's the man at 126, let him beat Espinoza.
That's what I'm saying. But he's been calling for Espinoza for a while, and they're not making it. They're both on the top rank. I'm not sure why that fight can't happen. He's been calling him out for a while now.
Well, you know why it's not happening. Top rank always want to have that Latino money.
Yeah, and
they gotta have a Latino spot. Top rank always gonna have.
Yeah,
they don't have Tio anymore. They don't have what's the other guy? Oscar Valdez. Neverati, they still got him.
Yeah.
But Navarrete, he ain't all that.
Trying to stick a fork in his ass.
Opulent says, I don't like Shiraz. I don't like Hamza because he beat up Bonlanga. That's not true. I just don't think Hamza's that good because, I mean, Adames washed him. And they gave, that was a BS draw. I mean.
Yeah, but you know what? That may have been a case of weight problems because when he
and
fought
that's what 903 just said. That's why I put it up. He said
when he
says he thinks he was drained at 160.
He looked good.
And when he moved up, yeah, but he looked good against who? Berlanga. Okay. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Wait, time out. Didn't Edgar Berlanga just get signed by Dana White, the boxing genius?
Yeah, for a lot of money, too.
Because nobody else wanted him. That's why he got signed to do.
Yeah, but he didn't just get signed just because nobody wanted him. He got a lot of money, too.
No, I know he got a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
crazy amount.
Eddie Hearn didn't want him.
Yeah.
PBC didn't want him.
No, Eddie Hearn doesn't want to deal. Eddie Hearn said he didn't want to deal with Keith Connolly anymore. So he doesn't want to deal with any Keith Connolly fighters. So that's why Keith Connolly fighters are going to Zuffa, right? Because Hitches is a Keith Connolly guy, and so is Conor Benn. Tio's next.
You know what his name sound like? When you just said his name, it sounded like he said, keep crying. He don't want to deal with keep crying fighters. They keep crying.
Let me give you my top 5, no particular order. Okay, I got David Benavidez in my top 5. I do have Inoue in my top 5, but that may change tomorrow because I'm picking him to lose. But for now, we keep Inoue in the top 5 until he loses tomorrow morning to Nakatani. I have Devin Haney, Pedro's favorite, in my top 5. I have Shakur Stevenson in my top 5, and I know it's tough to put him here right now because he hasn't really faced any, but just like from the eye test, I think he's really that good. And I think we're going to see it June 27th. I got Boots Ennis in my top 5.
So let me ask you, Thomas. Tom, you said you got Devin Haney and Shakur. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think any of those guys beat Sebastian Fundora if they move up to 54?
Hell no.
Well, they can't. They're not big enough to move to 154. I mean, eventually, Devin Haney, he might move to 154. I could see it. Yeah, I think realistically, you think Devin Haney's going to stay there and get hit? I
don't think he have a choice.
Exactly.
The man got an 80-inch arm reach and he's 6'6". I don't think he has a choice.
And you know what? He's not a dork. And he's coordinated to an extent.
See, this is the reason why I put Sebastian at number 2, because he is learning how to fight behind that jab. Now, if he was still fighting on the inside, he wouldn't have been in my pound for pound. But what I
you know why, right? It was because of that first fight with Tim Tszyu. Because if Tim Tszyu and his corner messed up, if they would have pulled him out the fight, we would have never seen this version of Fundora. Fundora fought that way because Tim Tszyu was messed up with the blood coming out. And that was the first we seen Fundora fight like that in the entire fight. Because Fundora was doing that in some rounds early on, but then he would go and try to fight on the inside a little bit, like you were saying. It was the Tim Tszyu fight that pretty much changed him.
Well, you know what? Tommy D, let me tell you, size, a dude that big, I think it's slim and none as far as beating him is concerned. I think the only way to catch him is really like that one-shot stuff. You catch him off balance, catch him tired. But to make that guy tired, he looks like he's got his conditioning together. And he's a damn good fighter. He is. I mean, I was really impressed with him last time.
I don't disagree, but I think we've seen Fundora get hurt before. We've seen him drop before. We've seen him knocked out before. So he's not, I mean, it's not like he just got a lucky punch like Mendoza. Like, he's been dropped before and hurt before, too, in other fights. So he's not invincible.
Well, I tell you what, Tommy D, of all the guys in
boxing, hold on.
He's the last one I want to fight.
He's been hurt before in what fight?
Lubin hurt him and dropped him.
Yes. Once again, like I said, now that he's fighting behind his jab, he's a total different fighter.
Yep.
He hasn't really fought anybody either. I mean, Keith Thurman has been he's been in and out of the ring for years, though, bro.
Was they or was they not saying Keith Thurman was going to beat Sebastian Fundora?
Oh man,
there were some people that were saying it.
A lot of people were saying that. A lot of people who said Keith Thurman was going to win that fight. There was a lot of people saying Keith Thurman was going to win that fight.
Keith Thurman didn't win 10 seconds of a round.
No, he didn't. And I knew he wasn't going to win. I'm like, Keith Thurman's going to get beat up from round one to the fight end. Keith Thurman's
You are the
get
first guy that I've heard have Fundora in their top 5 pound for pound.
I'm the only guy because
You're probably the only guy.
everybody's sitting here talking about that nobody got Sebastian Fundora in their pound for pound, but outside of that one loss that he got from a lucky punch, since Sebastian Fundora been fighting from a long range, I don't see nobody beating him. I don't even know if Boots is going to be able to beat him. I will give Boots a shot, but I don't know if Boots is going to be able to get around that jab.
Well, let's see if Boots could get by Xander first, which I believe he can. But, you know, it's intriguing. I mean, Boots hasn't really got that you know, big fight in his resume. I think Xander got a better resume than Boots does.
And that's another reason why I got Boots number 3 and Sebastian number 2. If they do fight and Boots beat him, then Boots will move up to number 2.
But nobody's beating David Benavidez right now.
No, I don't see nobody beat David Benavidez. And I keep hearing people say, "Oh, they were the same size." Do y'all realize same size doesn't mean same height? It means the same weight. Doesn't mean the same height. They still got the same height. They just got the same weight.
Salute Stormy V, man. Thanks for coming through. What does he says? When wasn't he using his length? Well, before the Tim Tszyu fight, he wasn't really doing it. The first Tim Tszyu fight. And the Tim Tszyu fight is when he really started.
Tim Tszyu, he wasn't using his length. Now he's using his reach.
He went to school.
He hit him with an elbow to open up the cut with an elbow.
I think there's a guy that went to school and he learned something.
It was a lucky punch. That man, but Brian Mendoza was getting beat up the entire fight. What are you talking about? That was a lucky punch.
I agree with 903. I don't think it was a lucky punch, but I mean, let me ask you a question, D Free. Here's one: was Sergio Martinez's punch on Paul Williams a lucky punch?
Yes, he was trying to throw that shot the whole night. Yes, it was.
Man.
He was trying to throw that shot the whole night. The same way
in the second round.
No, he was trying to throw the shot the whole fight.
Wasn't the second round knockout or third round knockdown? Knockout of Paul Williams?
You guys are chicken shit.
He was trying to throw the shot the entire time they were fighting. The same way Brian Mendoza was trying to throw the same shot. He just happened to land, which is called a lucky punch. If you're throwing the same shot and you can't land it, and then all of a sudden you finally land it, it's called a lucky shot. If I shoot from half court 4 times and I make 1, that was a lucky shot. I shot it 4 times.
But I read this wrong. Sorry, Opplin. What did I do wrong when he was using his length? Sorry, I read it wrong. I'd be mad. Okay, my bad, Opplin. I'm a little.
Yeah, I would be too.
On, so I can't.
I would be mad if Boots get in there and get lumped up by Fedora, but I wouldn't be surprised. Fedora, y'all gotta understand, Fedora is the same height as
Michael Grant.
Deontay Wilder. He's the same height as Deontay Wilder, with just about the same arm reach.
How about this one? Here's another one, because I agree with 903. I don't agree with the lucky punch. How about this one? Because some people do say it, not me. When Tarver knocked Roy Jones out, was that a lucky punch? Because I think he set him up for that one, and some people thought that was a lucky. Some people thought that was a lucky punch too.
Did you see the shot?
Huh? I mean, it's been a long time, but I know that that was also a second round.
Go back and watch the shots. Tarver closed his eyes when he threw it.
You know
he closed his eyes when he threw it.
I can't.
If he closed his eyes when he
this
threw
is a
the
new
most
version of
perfect
D3.
punch
I think this is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
He closed it. That man, Roy Jones threw a shot. Tarver winged back to get out of the way and closed his eyes and threw a shot. And it landed.
Oh, man.
Here's a Roy Jones story. We're in 1988. Ray Leonard and I are in Oakland, California, and Roy Jones was fighting in the Olympic trials. Okay, so we're watching Roy, and Ray's telling me, I'm going to sign Roy. So you going to sign Roy? He goes, yeah, I'm going to get him a contract this week. I said, okay, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I didn't think nothing about it. The next day I went over to Ray's room. Ray had a briefcase with $100,000 in it. And he said, I said, Pedro, look at that. I said, yeah. He goes, $100,000. I said, wow, a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm going to give it to Roy. I said, cool. He goes, I'm gonna sign him. I said, cool. Blah blah blah. The next day, I see Ray, and Ray's got this look on his face. He goes, I want to talk to you. He goes, I ain't signing Roy. I said, why you ain't signing Roy? He goes, because the motherfucker got knocked out in the gym about 3 months ago. He goes, he got knocked out with big gloves on. He goes, and he was asleep and his feet were twitching.
Really?
I said, what? He goes, you heard me. He goes, I'm not putting 100 grand in that. Anyway, so then after Roy became a great superstar, this and that, I brought it up to Ray and said, you know, it probably was worth the investment. Looking back.
But did he say who he got knocked out by?
No, he got knocked out in the gym.
Yeah, but did he say who or just?
No, just by some guys. They were sparring with the big gloves on. And it wasn't the first time for Roy. Roy's been knocked out. Roy's been put to sleep in his own gym a couple of different times.
Wow.
You know. So, but tell you one thing though, man. Roy was a super duper athlete. I mean, Roy was a bad motherfucker. Good Lord. Good. He lit James Toney up. He gangster slapped Tony, man. Just gangster slapped him. Wasn't even close.
He gangster slapped Tony. Yeah, I mean, Roy was great. Roy was great. I mean, he beat Hopkins, and Hopkins, they were both in their prime.
Did anybody see that fight he had with that guy over there in Croatia or Russia? I can't think of the guy's name now. That cruiserweight.
When was he like knocked out on his feet or something? It was bad.
Yeah. And my favorite referee, the guy that's dead. What's his name? Steve Smoger. Steve Smoger almost lit up a cigar and watched Roy get killed.
Jesus Christ.
I swear to God, man, that's the worst refereeing job I've ever seen in my motherfucking life. Can't remember what the guy's name is, but he almost killed Roy. I'm surprised.
I think I know you're talking. I don't remember, but that was like one of his last fights. Yeah, he got knocked out bad. And Steve Smoger Steve Smoger stinks. Let me.
Steve Smoger was a Superior Court judge in Pennsylvania, I believe, right? And I did a little research on him, this and that, and then I heard he had some disciplinary hearings upcoming. So he saw me, and I said to him, I heard you got some disciplinary hearings coming up. He said, who in the fuck told you that? Bang. And then about 3 months later, they took him off the bench. He was removed from the bench because he was charging black guys and brown guys double the bail, and he was if he had a Mexican dude in there, he fined him $100 for speeding. If he had a white dude in there, he fined him $25.
Wow.
And they caught him.
Wow.
And he had to resign. Okay. So when he resigned from the state, I said to him, I sent this letter out to different boxing commissions. I said, this man's been ruled.
Oh shit, he got cut off.
Yeah, he got caught.
Damn, man, he was. Oh man, that's crazy. He got a lot of good stories. Damn, so 903 is telling you, no cap. Fundora still makes the same mistakes he always has. He is using the jab more, but if you work on him in the inside, he's food for the left hook. And then he says that the shots Keith was throwing. I like the way he spells Keith. The shots Keith was throwing would have landed. His arms were just too short.
That's everybody that fights Sebastian Fundora. Their arms are too short.
I just like the fact the way he spelled Keith. That. Oh man, damn, Pedro got froze again, man. And so,
I mean, like I said, I think Boots is probably the only guy that I think that can beat Sebastian Fundora. I don't think Xander Zayas beats Sebastian. I don't think Virgil Ortiz beat Sebastian.
Well, I think win or lose, Xander's moving up to 160. So win or lose, I think he moves up. Boots already kind of said something in the press conference, like when if you watch the press conference that after the press conference where I'm talking to Boots and like a whole bunch of other people talking to Boots, he quickly mentions Fundora, and then he goes like, oh, my focus on Xander, but he says he kind of leaked on how to beat Fundora. So like I guess he's already envisioned, himself fighting Fundora in the future. So go take a look at that. He's he definitely mentions how to beat Fundora.
Yeah, like I said, I think Boots has a shot of beating him because Boots has the footwork. He can go from southpaw to orthodox. He's quicker. He has faster hands. I think he has a shot of beating him. The question I have is, can he get around the jab? Because
Mark, this is a open panel boxing channel. Like our views is our views and our opinions. Like I don't take opinions for anybody else. So I mean, I rock with the LDBC. I have no problem with them. But this is a separate channel, separate, broadcast. We do things different over here. What they do is fine. I support them, but yeah. So please, comments like this not really warranted. Like if you want to go talk boxing, you can talk boxing over here. So what's up, hey, Pedro? You froze out. Go ahead. You were selling the story there. You froze. I don't know what happened.
Where was I?
You was talking about who was you speaking about? Where they were giving the tickets. They were doubling the tickets on certain people.
Oh no, Steve Smoger.
Yeah.
He was a Superior Court judge. I think it was in Pennsylvania. But they took him off the bench because black people were getting 30 days in jail for stuff white people were walking on. And they documented this with dozens of cases over the years. They said this guy's a bad dude. So they took him off the judges. I mean, took him away as far as his being a judge is concerned, but they allowed him to judge boxing matches. If he had problems with black people and Mexicans as a judge sitting on the bench, I think he would have problems with them in a fight.
Yeah, that's true. But he after he finished reffing, he became a judge also.
No. He was a judge to begin with.
Okay.
He was a judge. That's what his job was. I think he had a lawyer. He was a lawyer too, but he was a judge. And
in order to be a judge, you're a lawyer first.
Yeah, but that was his gig. Yeah, Steve Smoger. May he not, I don't know. I shouldn't kick people that are dead, but Steve, if you're there, bang.
Jesus Christ. It's not the first time you've done it. I mean,
hey, listen, let me tell you this. When I was on top writing boxing columns in the trade papers, see, this is what made me hot. Because I didn't have to write in magazines, that kind of shit. I was writing in the boxing trade papers. Everybody in the business were reading Boxing Update and Flash Magazine because they were the boxing trade papers. So I was essentially writing for insiders. And that's what gave me all these inside runs with these people. As far as Steve Smoger's concerned, every time he saw me, he got nervous. He knew because he knew. I mean, he knew that he didn't deserve. I wrote that he didn't deserve to be a boxing judge or a boxing referee. Not if you've been taken off the municipal or Superior Court judge bench for being unfair to Mexicans and black people. And you're going to put him in there judging these fights? So you had a problem with... Plus, they always had Steve in because Steve would let a fight go until the guy's dead. That's what Steve's rep was. He always let the shit go.
I got a question, a good question here, but after this, I want you to speak about another person in the ring, that a referee that's no longer with us either. That you got a nice story about him as well. But here's a question: if Nakatani...
So you guys...
So if Nakatani was to beat Inoue, where do you rank him in the top pound for pound?
If you're talking to me, he should be up to number 2 or 3.
If wow! So you didn't list him in the top 5, but you would put him in the top 3 if he beats Inoue?
Oh yeah.
Wow, D-Free.
I probably put Nakatani probably 8.
8, yeah, I think I would have him in the top 10, but I don't think I would have him. He wouldn't be top 5 to me.
Yeah, because I don't have Nakatani. I don't have Nakatani on my pound for pound at all. So okay. Because he beat somebody that I do have on the pound for pound, I put him probably like 8 because I do have Monster Inoue ranked up there. I think I got ranked Monster Inoue like number 4. So I would say I would probably put him like 8 because I don't have him on there at all.
How about this? And I agree too. I think I would put Nakatani somewhere around there, 8, 9, 10. He'd definitely be top. I think he definitely deserves to be top 10. But here's a question on top of that question. If Inoue loses, does he remain in the top 10? No.
He lost to somebody that I don't have in my top 10. So I would say no.
I agree. I would take him out.
Here's what's up. If he goes out there, if Nakatani goes out there and smokes the monster like a blunt, okay, I think you got to really take a second look at him. I mean, you do. He's 32-0. He's been an American-trained fighter. He's not one of them Japanese fighters we got to worry about. It's all frail and this and that, being fought nothing but Japanese stiffs. No, he learned in the Main Street gym down there in L.A. So I think he can fight a little bit better than a lot of people want to give him some credit for. So I think if he smokes Inoue and smokes him and is really impressive, I think you got to put him in the top 5.
Okay, top 5. Yeah, I don't think I could put him that high. I would start questioning Inoue a little bit. And then listen, I think he'll get the opportunity to get back in there, because I think if he does lose, right? If he gets smoked, different story, he's out. But let's say he loses a decision, like how I predict. I predict Nakatani win the decision. Let's say he loses the decision, he'll get another opportunity, because I believe he'll move up to 126, and he'll probably fight one of the big names there. And then I think he'll get the opportunity to maybe place himself back in if he was to defeat one of those guys. I don't really have him beaten. I don't have a beaten.
Let me ask the rest
the
of the panel.
top guys at 126.
If he beats Inoue, they're gonna run that one again.
Most likely, unless he gets smoked. If Nakatani smokes him, there's no rematch. What for?
Yeah, you never know these Japanese folks, man. They're some weird. Listen, you guys got to go to the fights in Japan. That's some weird shit. Motherfuckers don't say nothing. They just sit there. I'm serious. They clap at the end of a round. That's it.
Everybody's against me and you, because we're the only two that pick Nakatani. Everybody's pretty much got Inoue.
Well, as well they should, because he's been the guy that's been on a roll. He's 32-0, and he's been romping through everybody until these last couple of fights where he went to distance twice and he got knocked down all in 1 year. So that might be the beginning of a physical decline.
Okay. Listen, and 903, who you got, Inoue or Nakatani? 903 will probably give me an answer like he doesn't care or something, but I wonder who he got in this fight. I like Nakatani for the upset here.
Where's Socrates at?
I don't know. He don't respond either. This guy, I make the live late for him, and he stands me up, bro. That's messed up.
You know he drinking somewhere.
Oh, he says.
Man.
Boston having a hell of a first round right now, so he probably drinking.
No, Boston's tied 3-3.
That's what I'm saying. They was up.
Oh yeah. He's probably right now. He just responded. He said it'll come up in like 5 minutes. That was at 11:34. So I'll give him a couple minutes, and then if not, we'll close it out. Yeah, but I know he's tight with the Celtics. and God forbid the Celtics do win and they lose to the Knicks. Yeah, Sock might be on suicide watch.
You think so, huh?
Yeah. Pedro, I don't know if you know Socrates, the born in the Bronx guy, right? Just like me, how much he hates the New York sports teams. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I know he does, and I know you do too, and I haven't figured that one out yet, but I'm not going to ask you to go into depth on it other than that. Yeah, have you ever seen a psychologist?
No, I like the Yankees. That's the only New York team I like. I like the Bronx, the Bronx Bombers, but
yeah, but you're in love. But you're in love with New York fighters.
Oh yeah, because it's different. New York fighters is a solo guy. They're born, they're raised here. New York teams, they're built with different players all over the world, all over the country. It's not the same thing.
Good point.
So yeah, I support the New York fighters. It's different because born, raised here, and they represent themselves. They represent where they come from, grew up. The Yankees, the Mets, or or the Knicks.
Real quick, Benavidez is going to sell that joint out tomorrow night. He'll probably do close to 20,000. The arena holds 20,000 some change, I think. He'll probably do 19,000 people easy. Okay, he is the new. The last fight I went and saw him against Morrell down there in Vegas, he packed that place. He is the new Canelo. If Mexican fans would only let go of Canelo.
Okay, so here's a question. He sells it out, but is the majority of the crowd going to root for him or root for Ramirez? Ramirez is the real Mexican.
Yeah, I know he's the real Mexican, but how many? I mean, I wouldn't call that guy a popular fighter. I mean, when is he? Have you ever had Zurdo say, "Hey, we're having Zurdo the main event"? Or he's in the main event. He's like, "No, come on, man."
No, I gotta ask. I think that's a good question.
But hasn't Zurdo always been the B side of everything?
Not really. No. No, not with Golden Boy. They've kind of been building him and trying to, make him like a star. I mean, I don't think it's worked, but De La Hoya's been kind of building him up. He's only got one loss. I think he's been the A side pretty much his whole career. I don't know if he was the A side to Bivol, but I would like to think he was also.
Okay. Anybody want to discuss the fact that De La Hoya and those guys went before the congressional committees in the past week and a half or so regarding the Zuffa boxing thing?
Yeah, we can, but look who decided to show up.
And he's drinking.
Hey, I told you he was drinking.
Well, I mean,
He said because
it's
the Celtics
Friday.
are
It's a
choking.
hard week.
He said that the Celtics are choking. That's why you're already hitting the bottom.
Well, it's better to be safe than sorry, just in case. Little pregame. How's everyone doing this evening?
Hanging in there. We're waiting for you, man. You took, you're an hour and a half late.
It was like the guy that draws a 30 in the Royal Rumble.
Jesus Christ, man.
He just came in.
Jesus. This guy, man.
There's like an echo. Is it me or you?
No, that's Thomas. Something with his screen connected with me too.
Let me go on mute, but I'll ask you real quick.
Keeps
I don't know what's
stealing Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm stealing Wi-Fi. This guy.
Fordham.
So Nakatani and Inoue. Let's break that fight, and Benavidez. It's your time now because you're late.
Go, Sasha.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a great day of boxing. I mean, it's very rare that you get 3 of the top 10 fighters in the world fighting on one day, not necessarily in one card, but it's I can't remember the last time we've seen something like this. You might have to go back to the Don King days of Terry Norris, Chavez, and Trinidad. Like this is big. Now, at what time is it going to start in the East Coast? At 8:00?
4,
something like that.
Yeah. I think 8 o'clock in the East Coast, West Coast about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
I heard it was 4 Pacific time and 7 Eastern time at the ring walk.
The specific ring walk. Okay, the main event. All right. Hey, it's going to really test the true loyal fight fan. I like Inoue. I think that Inoue still has a lot left in the tank. Nakatani is a sharp counterpuncher. I think he's going to come in great condition. He's got one of the great coaches in boxing, Rudy Hernandez. But I just think that Inoue is just a little too much. I think the punching power, and I think he gets him out of there maybe about rounds 8 to 9. That's how I see that fight playing out. But it's going to be a fun fight while it lasts.
Okay, and Benavidez.
Okay, I brought up the fact, and it's good that you brought up Rudy Hernandez. I brought up the fact that I picked Nakatani, right? And
Okay.
I picked Nakatani because of Rudy, and I feel like Rudy's had Nakatani since he's like 14, 15 years old, right? He's had him here in the United States. I believe he's been like back and forth, but he's had him young, and he's groomed him. And I just feel like he's groomed him for this moment. And like tomorrow morning or tomorrow night in Japan, it's his moment. I feel like he's got him ready to get to this point since 14 years old for this very fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with Nakatani by decision. But how much of a factor do you think Rudy will be in this fight as far as, coach training wise and bringing him up?
Well, he trains out here in the U.S. in the West Coast. Rudy has a good track record, but anyway, comes from a fighting family, so he has been in the big moments before. That's why I think that's going to be a factor. And he's the guy that's coming up in weight. That's also a factor. And the last time we saw Nakatani, he wasn't all that great. Some people think that, that he might have got a gift, obviously to save the big, historic payday fight tomorrow. Look, you could have the greatest trainer. You could have a corner of Emmanuel Stewart, Ray Arcel, and Eddie Futch. But at the end of the day, it's up to the fighter. And Inoue is a special fighter. I think he's to me, he's the second best fighter in the world. And I think he's going to prove it. The guy, he steps up. Yeah, he's shown some vulnerability. He's gotten dropped by, like, Luis Neri dropped him. But he gets up, and he gets up pissed, And we've also seen him, like, the way he dog walked the guy from Philly, Fulton. You know, he's a menace when he gets going, and I think it's like that. It's bragging rights. It's funny because we don't get this, you know, a lot in boxing. Two guys that are undefeated, two guys that are still in their prime. Normally, when you get that super fight, you kind of see one guy on the decline, or one guy maybe he's shown something. So the A side, quote unquote, is going to take advantage and let's jump on the fight now. No, these are two guys that are really at their peak. I just think Inoue has a lot more in the tank.
Okay. And now let's go to the other main event because you're late, so you got the floor.
Okay.
Benavidez against Zurdo. How do you see this fight going?
It's hard to pick against Benavidez, although I think that, you know, people are underestimating Zurdo Ramirez. Excuse me. Zurdo is the bigger fighter naturally, but they both start at super middleweight. I think just Benavidez is a little too fast. And I think that's going to be the key factor, the hand speed. Zurdo is tough. There is a lot of familiarity. They've sparred before. They're friendly with each other. But I think Benavidez has that switch, you know, and he turns it on very quickly. And I think, yeah, he's vicious. And I can see Zurdo winning the first 5 rounds, and people are looking at each other, okay. But then Benavidez does something very subtle, and he's just like a snowball, and that work rate. And I don't know if Zurdo's going to be able to keep up with that, like the way Bivol, you know, had him at the end of his punches. The hand speed was a key in that fight, and I see Benavidez doing the same thing. I don't see a stoppage, but I see Benavidez really, you know, distancing himself, you know, just showing superior class and winning a unanimous, not easy decision, but a unanimous decision.
He ain't gonna win a minute.
You don't think Zurdo has any chance?
Sock. I watch Zurdo in the gym. I watch him in the gym. I watch him in fights. I mean, is there any fights you can see, you go back and see, and you say, wow, I want to see that one again? Has he ever had a fight where you wanted to see it again? No. And has he really, I mean, against Bivol, he didn't, you know, he lost, and that was really his only step up. And he's been one of those guys that's been gifted by the WBC. I mean, he's been giving guys like Pedro Fernandez a fight time and time again.
Yeah. Look, this is a huge step up. It's. I mean, well, Bivol, you know, obviously is a great fighter, but this is probably the best fighter he's fought. But he I don't think he's a bum. I think I think that he was a lot better when he was at light heavyweight. He kind of like ate himself into cruiserweight, you know, just because you look at him, he's kind of built like Tyson Fury, just like a box, you know. But the guy's like 6'3", you know, so he was probably killing himself, you know, all those years to make those other weights. You know, he fought Jesse Hart. That was a tough fight, and that was a good showing by him. But I just think Benavidez, there's levels to this. You know, he's just better. You know, I'm not picking anybody against Benavidez, to be honest with you.
Well, that's three of us on this show that think he's the best fighter going.
I mean, I think he's the best. I just can't claim one particular fighter being the best in all of boxing. But Benavidez is top 5. I mean, so I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I just can't pick one fighter right now.
So if you were to, well, just give me your top 5.
Well, we did. We all gave our top 5.
Okay.
So you give me your top 5, and I'll go with it. But we all did.
I mean, it's probably about the same as everybody else, but I mean, Usyk, until proven otherwise, and his track record, he deserves to be number 1.
We took out heavyweights. Sorry.
Why?
That's chicken.
Because heavyweights is bigger than everybody. They're the standard. They're gonna beat everybody up. Pound for
pound. Not pound for pound, Tommy.
But we're looking at skills.
All right,
I mean, the reason I say Usyk's a little different because Usyk dominated 2 weight classes. You know. Fine. But it's your rules.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead.
So if I got Inoue, then is my number 1 then, because Crawford retired, and then I would say Shakur Stevenson and Benavidez, because I'm looking at okay, who can beat these guys? I don't see anybody beating them.
Benavidez beat all of them.
Yep. Hey, speaking of Crawford, is he going to take that Arab's money and come back? You guys, let's talk about that.
It smells like it.
I don't know. I mean, he's gonna look really bad if he does, because he said that he did that whole interview saying that talking about integrity and talking about his character.
Yeah.
Sock, tell him what $100 million do for your integrity.
You can buy a whole lot of it, even after taxes.
Oh man! Well, we know Floyd. We know Floyd doesn't have much integrity.
No, speaking of Floyd, the IRS said they're going to pull his passport and not let him go do those exhibitions, or are they going to say give us all your money from the exhibition? Which one? What's it going to be? Anybody know?
I don't know.
Because he can't do that exhibition over there or wherever he's supposed to do it in that other country without a passport.
Yeah, you're right. So and he already took an advance out of the Pacquiao fight.
He took an advance and he went out and borrowed some money on the advance.
No way.
Yeah.
No, come on, Pedro.
No, he did.
He's fucked up.
He borrowed some money on the advance.
He borrowed some money on the advance.
No. What he said was, look, I got 40. We'll say he got $40 million. Say they give him 40. All right. He's going to make more. So he goes out to a lender and he says, I'm going to make $60 million more in July. So loan me some money now. And they loan him some money now. Floyd's, man, I wouldn't want to be in Floyd's shoes. I mean, I don't like the dude. Never really have liked him. Met him in '96, the Olympic trials, when he was crying like a little bitch. But he lost to Augie Sanchez, and he was running around the arena crying, man. He came over, man, get away from me, man. You big sissy little bitch. Roger Mayweather's chasing him around. Floyd Mayweather's chasing him around. Hey, and Shelly Finkel. Shelly Finkel, the fetus.
Yeah.
The fetus.
The fetus, exactly. That motherfucker was chasing him around, kissing his ass, man. I can't believe. Listen, Shelly's
He's still alive too.
He won't die.
He won't die.
I mean, the dude's got something going, man.
I was shocked when I saw him with Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, everybody I know from his clique is dead.
Facts.
I mean, he signed that whole '84 team. It was back in 1984. He signed the whole team, him and Dan Duva. May Dan Duva rest in peace.
He won't die.
Look at the dude, man. Every time I thought
he looks the same.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I thought he was on his last legs, I heard, hey, Shelly's not doing that well. I seen the motherfucker on TV. Still trying to get some camera. You see him, he always puts his head in like this, like, hey, is my head on the camera? Am I in the camera here?
Is it still acting up with the echo? Or is
no.
It when I'm on, or is it when I'm talking, or when I have the mic?
No echoes for anybody.
I don't hear it.
But it's feedback, so it's on my mic, I guess. Let me know in the chat if you're there. Because I want Pedro to tell that other story with the referee.
Which one?
The other referee that passed away.
Sam?
There's a referee. So similar to Smoker, he was another one that was like bad in the ring.
Mitch?
You talking about Mills Lane?
No.
Mitch Halpern?
Mitch Halpern.
Oh man.
But he offed himself.
He offed, yeah. You know what? He offed himself with the same gun he pointed at me.
Really?
One night I was doing the announcing, doing some TV at Arizona Charlie's at some North Las Vegas. So I was standing there waiting for my cab to go back to the Imperial Palace Hotel. I think I told the story before. And Mitch asked me if I needed a ride. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll get a ride. So, Mitch is driving. All of a sudden, he gets real quiet. And he ain't saying nothing. And then he drives into a dark part of the desert. I mean, I thought he was taking a shortcut. The motherfucker stops the car and turns it off. I went, whoa! And then he reached underneath the seat and pulled out a gun and put it between his legs. And I said to myself, holy fuck, what do I do? Because you can't get out the car and run. You're in the desert. You're in the middle of nowhere. Okay. So I didn't. So I looked down at the gun and said, "Hey, Mitch, man, be cool. You know." He goes, "Pedro, you think I should have stopped that Jimmy Garcia fight, huh? Because Jimmy Garcia died. And Mitch let him get Mitch let him die. I thought in that fight with Rafael Ruelas or Gabe Ruelas. Anyway, I thought it was bad refereeing. So he goes, you wrote in your column that you know that you thought that I was part of the cause of that guy's death, and I didn't want to tell him that with a gun. You know what I'm saying? So I said to him, man, you took that the wrong way. He goes, no, I know how to read it. He goes, I got the column still, and I think he was going to reach for the magazine or something like that, and I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. And I said, Mitch, man, you got to relax, man. You got to be cool. I said, you know I'm your buddy or some shit like that, right? And he goes, okay. And he put the gun back under the seat and he drove me to the Imperial Palace Hotel. So when I told the Nevada Commission the next day, they said, oh, Pedro, did he point the gun at you? I said, the motherfucker didn't have to. He had the same, he got his point across. And so anyway, they didn't do anything about that. And about 8 or 9 months later, we did a televised fight at the Paris Hotel, some WBA 108-pound fight, and he was a referee. And he looked at me, and I sneered at that motherfucker. I mean, mad dog, right? So anyway, 1 week later, he killed himself. You know that same gun he pulled on me? He walked into his girlfriend's boyfriend's office and shot himself in front of all three of them.
Sick fuck.
Fuck him. Hey, listen. People say you don't kick people when they're dead. You kick Mitch Hopper and kick him in the teeth. You know. Fuck him.
Well, that one. I mean, that's a little different from Smoker, but you know, I mean, he pulled a gun on you. You know, Smoker never pulled a gun on you.
No. He didn't point. Here's Mark Ratner. Now, Pedro, did he point the gun at you? I said, no, but he didn't have to. Anyway, I'm glad. There's another guy that's dead. I'm not laughing. I'm not crying. Sorry, man.
Well, Pedro, you have the best stories. I swear to God. You missed a few of them already. When I found out he killed himself, I almost partied.
Oh my goodness.
No, man, you have no idea what that. Hey, I thought my life was coming to an end. I've been shot at before. I've been stabbed by my girlfriend's brother. Okay, so I've been through some shit. But I thought my life was coming to an end that night in the desert.
I mean, that scenario. I mean, in the fucking desert, in the middle of nowhere. That'll make you reconsider being an atheist, right? Like,
man, I thought, I didn't know what he was thinking. I mean, you stop. Listen, if I'm going through the desert and
oh my,
dark,
there you go.
What happened? Oh, he tapped out.
You got a phone call.
Probably got a phone call, but yo, that's. I'll tell you, I gotta have Pedro on more often, man. He's been around a long time, and these are nothing. These stories are nothing. I mean, he's got Don King stories. I mean, he's been around Don King many times. You know, I like the one with Don King, how he kind of tricked Trump into giving him an extra, some extra money.
In Atlantic City?
Yeah, in Atlantic City. Don King kind of tricked Trump, he talked him into getting some extra money for a party, I think, or a fundraiser.
Hey, what y'all think about the Resendiz and the Jaime?
He's back.
Oh yeah, that's a good fight.
Munguia and who?
Munguia? I think that's a good fight. I like Munguia in that fight.
I like Resendiz for a split decision.
You like who?
Resendiz for a split decision.
Okay. Yeah, Resendiz had his best win against Caleb Plant, and I thought he looked great.
Yeah, that's right.
Fight. Yeah, Munguia.
I got Resendiz.
Munguia's coming off a good win, but then he did test positive for something, and then I guess he got overruled or something happened where they kind of, he didn't get suspended for it. Yeah. His own. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's a good fight. That's a good undercard fight. Good co-main event. Resendiz and Munguia.
Tommy D, you got to call it tonight, man.
I got the what?
I can't hear him again.
Can you? We can hear you. I don't know.
Good night, guys.
You can hear me? Can you hear Sock? Sock
He
talk.
can't hear. He can't hear.
Yeah,
Talk.
I don't know if it's
Oh.
StreamYard. StreamYard's been giving me problems. Then people in the chat are still saying that there's an echo, and I don't know if it's my end or what. I mean, D Free hears me. I don't hear echo from anybody, but it's feeding out to the. Yeah, so I don't know.
I think it's a good fight. Is that the co-feature?
I'm picking Munguia to win the fight, though. Yeah, I think that's the co-main event. And then Duarte's still gonna fight, didn't? I think his opponent came overweight.
Yeah, I think he's still fighting. This will be
still gonna
the
fight?
second opponent.
Wow.
No. Oh no, not the second. Well, the second opponent that will that canceled if he doesn't fight.
Yeah, because Hitchens pulled out the fight before.
Yeah, the day of the fight.
Yeah, but the guy, I think he came like 3 pounds overweight.
Well, he still should be able to fight then. Long as it's 3 pounds.
I mean,
is this like an eliminator or something?
I think so. I think it's some type of eliminator for them.
So. It's not going to be eliminated for him. It'll be for the Vortex.
3 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. But I think
I
didn't hear if the fight was continuing.
3 pounds and under, you can still fight. When you're over 3 pounds is when they ask the other fighter, do you want to fight? Well, they still ask the other fighter, do they want to fight? But it won't automatically cancel out.
What are the odds for Benavidez and Ramirez?
I think it's a big jump. Let me look it up now because I want to say it's like almost like 1,000 for 100. Let me look it up now. Hold up. I know that Inoue, I think it's like 5-1.
Yeah, Inoue. I know when I was looking at the betting odds for the knockout, Inoue was plus 105 for a knockout, and Nakatani was plus 500 for a knockout.
Okay, yeah. So Benavidez is depending on some cases, it's from like minus 390 to minus 500. So almost 5-1, depending on which book you use. And then Gurdo is like a plus 290. So I mean, decent odds. I mean, if you want to take Benavidez, still a lot.
Vegas see it the same way we see
it. Yeah. 903 says he got Resendiz. Okay.
What's going on, Marky?
Marky Dan, what's good? My island boy friend.
Salute. What's good? Chop C's, Tommy. DeFrilio, Dominican side. I hope y'all are good. Happy I mean it's Saturday by now. It's 12 o'clock. So the monster gonna fight in a couple hours. I think I might make it. I think I might stay up. I think I might be able to make it.
They said the card starts at 3 a.m. East Coast time. The card starts at 3 a.m. The ring walk is at 8 a.m. Well, estimated to be 8 a.m.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be asleep by then. Never mind.
So real quick, because we're probably gonna cut it off unless anybody else want to come up give their predictions because I'm having trouble with StreamYard. Pedro said he's tapping out because he keeps coming in and out and it's kind of kicking him off. So Marky, give me your 2 picks. Inoue against Nakatani and why, and then Benavidez against Ramirez and why. Give me your 2 picks, and then we'll probably close out unless anybody else want to come up.
I got Monster. I got him by a 9th round stoppage or knockout. Nakatani, I like his style. I think he's really tall, has really nice skills, but the problem with him is he has a clear gas tank issue, and this is a problem that not only showed in his first fight at 122. I've seen it in other fights like at 118 or at 118 and at 115, where after the 4th round, he starts to lag off a little bit. And even against Jason Maloney, he was taking some breaks in that fight. And Maloney was getting to him at certain points. So I think Monster, he's going to go in there. He's going to come in with supreme discipline this fight. as he did with David Picasso, and what we saw in that boxing clinic he put on with MJ. And I think he's gonna come with a game plan to go to his body, open up some headshots, and I just wouldn't be surprised if it was a stoppage between 8 to 10, somewhere in there. Then I got. I haven't really picked between Benavidez and Zerto yet, but I'm going with Benavidez. I think El Monstro, he just has so much riding. I mean, this could really be the start of something special for him. He could really take the first step to displacing Canelo. If he go in there and it's just an all-out war, and then he stopped Zerto Ramirez, and I feel like Benavidez, he has that type of X factor, whereas Zerto, at least in the biggest fight we've seen with Zerto against Bivol, I mean, that was just one of the like that. That was a terrible performance. Now that being said, Bivol is a different style from Benavidez, but Benavidez does have the edge in hand speed. I think he probably does also have the edge when it comes to his gas tank. So I'm gonna go with Benavidez. I'm gonna say a UD, but it's gonna be a fun fight while it lasts.
Okay, okay. All right, that was good. BVO,
Good
welcome to the
breakdown.
panel, BVO. I don't know what's up with that avatar, but BVO, give me your predictions for the fights. Inoue and Nakatani, and why, and Benavidez and Ramirez. I know how much you love Benavidez, so I can't wait to hear you talk about him.
Oh, I'll start off with David. David Benavidez is a terrific fighter, man. I'm excited to see him. I think he's been pretty much one of the most exciting guys in boxing the last few years as far as seeking real, opposition. I think that this is going to be a good fight for him long term. And I think he's going to go in there and really beat the life out of Zotto. I don't think Zotto has a chance, but Zotto's big as hell. I'll tell you that. Zotto, like, he should be a heavyweight, big as he was. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, what you
Yeah,
got to
we
knock
hear you.
Tommy
Okay.
anyway.
I see Marky Dan trying to be funny. Go ahead. What about Inoue and Nakatani?
Anyway, Nakatani, I could care less. I'm gonna be up to watch them two Rice brothers, but I could care less. I could care less.
So you got no predict. You got to give me a prediction.
Uh, I don't mess with no Chinese food, man, at all.
They're not Chinese. They're
Well,
Japanese, bro.
only Japanese food. Only thing I mess with the Japanese restaurant is the fork and the knives, man. That's it.
Man, you're just
You
saying
know,
that because them
it's,
Chinese dudes chased you with them knives that day when you was a kid, punk. Show some respect.
I feel sorry for your mother.
Hey, you know, and the funny thing about Socks old ass, he want to get blasted like that Chinese man. I know he do. I know he want me to go on the back and say, "Give me the videotape." I know that's what you want. I know you want to get blasted just like he did. I know. But I remember Sock when he was in front of his store. He told us to get away from his store. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna be like Pop and say he moved. So I will be careful. He moved.
You see how they do me? They got me eating a chopped cheese sandwich, crying. These guys, this is how they do me.
What is that?
See the picture they put? That's me. They put me. They made an AI.
That's
video of
you.
me
That's
eating
you.
chopped
Just
cheese.
this
That
morning,
look
Chop Cheese
legit. I don't
Tommy.
know.
Because they take a
That's
picture
it.
and
That
they
is Chop
they
Cheese
take a
Tommy. That
still
was him
picture
this
and they make
morning, son.
AI videos out of it.
That was
Are
that
you saying
video.
that's a doctored?
That was that
Is that
video when
doctored?
he got knocked out
That's extra
and
doctored.
Thomas
Yes.
dropped down.
If anybody got anything else, say it now, and then if not, we're
I
gonna
mean, was
close out.
enjoying that treat.
Jesus, man, let me stop.
Should I grape soda afterwards?
Say though? You know what I will say though? I give David Benavidez a lot of slack, but this dude is a hell of a fighter, bro. I mean, to go in there and fight Zordo, I'm just really impressed by what him and his father are doing, man. They really are making a
But you
legacy
call
in
him the
boxing.
big pussycat, don't you call him the big pussycat?
Well, we it's the thing. We're not gonna talk about what he doesn't want to do because I got a video dropping real soon, and I'm hoping to have Lord's will, we're gonna have my man Ja Obatai on real soon. Shout out to brother Bernard. And when we get the champ on there, I think you guys are going to hear some things that'll shock you. But we want to give David his just due because I think what he's doing right now is terrific, bro. Fighting unified champion is his first fight at 200. And for the first time, he got some muscle definition. So that lets you know he was killing himself to get to 168. So I want to get a man his credit. That's all. I know you like to hate Tommy and tear fighters down, but I want to get a man his credit. Hell of a job by David and his team. Shout out to Al, Stephanie over there at PBC. They doing a hell of a job with this kid. I'm real proud of what they're doing with this kid.
Okay, I don't like bringing fighters down. I actually like bringing them up, but you could keep capping and telling stories, BVO, because we know you don't like David Benavidez. You call him the big pussy cat.
I mean, you
You
heard
call
how he just talked about the two Japanese fighters. You
yeah,
heard what
man.
he said. He called them the
BVO's
Rice
mad
Boys.
disrespectful to these fighters, right?
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
I love being a
I get
no
you guys
good
wanna have
chopped
some-
cheese boy.
This is the AI.
That's wild.
Hey,
That's wild.
but let me just say this though. You guys all know, like I know, what David is doing is really impressive. It's really impressive what he's doing.
Okay, but you got Jai Alpatai over him though, right?
Oh, I got Joe Obatai, but unalive me.
Say that again.
Yeah, well,
Joe
bugging.
Obatai said he's going to
I hope that
abuse
happens.
David. He said
I
he's
hope
going
that
to abuse
happens.
David.
I hope that fight happens.
I'm gonna tell you what, Sock.
Benavidez will whip the shit out of him.
We got some bets. We got some bets out there in the open, and I know we're a week away. I believe next week, Wardley and Dubois, right? If I'm not mistaken, is that next week? Yeah. So BVO, make sure you got my money ready, because I know I got Wardley in this fight, and I know you got Dubois. So make sure you got my money ready, right? But and when David Benavidez and Jai Alpatai get made, get ready to to make some bets too, because I got Benavidez over Jai Alpatai also.
You want that
I just
friendly
think
50? You
I
want that
just
friendly
think Joe
50 chop
Obatai
cheese,
going to
Tommy?
reach in his boot, and he going to really do something bad to this kid. I mean, that's the thing.
But does
Joe
that fight
Obatai
happen
beats
now?
people dead.
Because now is Obatai, isn't he with Zuffa?
Yeah.
So does that fight even happen?
Zuffa got the
Well, I'll have
bread
to
to
go
make
off
the
as
fight
what Peter
happen.
Khan said. Peter Khan said he's committed to helping Joe Obatai become the undisputed champion. That's what Peter Khan said.
I see it and I believe it.
Yeah,
I
I can
believe it and I
understand
see
that.
it.
I can see why you would say that, but I don't know much about Peter Khan outside of WWE. But you know what's funny? I was wondering why we didn't speak about WWE at all, because the way they did Jade Cargill was disgusting, man. It was disgusting. I couldn't believe they did that.
I mean, she sucks. I mean, she looks great, but she sucks.
I mean,
I
suck.
tried
We
to
haven't
explain that
seen.
to BVO, but he said I'm a hater. I don't think she sucks, Sock. I think that's a little
No, she
extra.
sucks.
I just think she needs work. I just think she's getting.
Right.
I don't think she sucks. I mean, she
No,
looks
she's
good.
trash.
I think she's decent on the mic. Um, not everybody's going to be great on the mic, right? Not everybody's going to have mic skills, But I think she's getting a little bit better. But they got to understand, like, a lot of women got hurt too, so they had to kind of rush her. That wasn't
But
the
I
plan.
don't think you give the belt to that broad chop cheese, Tommy. I don't even know that girl's name.
But they don't got
Oh,
anybody
Rhea?
else. Marky, they don't got anybody else. Everybody else got hurt. Bianca was supposed to have the feud with Jade. Bianca got hurt, and now she's pregnant. And then Naomi got pregnant too.
Well, firstly,
Naomi
they
had the
should
baby.
put a contraception
But
clause
what I'm saying
on
is,
Jesus.
they
no, what
they
I'm
should have
saying
put a
is that
contraception clause on Bianca because Bianca was supposed to turn heel, and that was supposed to be like an epic rivalry matchup, friends turn enemies,
I
like how they
understand
do.
that, and you're right. But that's why it was. But things changed because people got hurt. Bianca got hurt, and now she's pregnant, so that took her out. That was supposed to be a big feud. They weren't supposed to push Jay to even be a world champion, and Naomi was the champion, and she got pregnant. So like you got two of your top workers, right? Meaning, and when I say workers, meaning they're good in the ring, like they can work with any female or any male wrestler, right? Your two best workers are out of action. So the next best thing is Jade, who got the look, right? And she's decent on
The
the mic,
best
but
look.
she's not good in the ring. There's nobody else, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like They, and Rhea's been around for a while, and she's a top star.
I
So I
just
mean,
think it's a
Jay.
shame. I just agree with BBO. I don't think that, and I don't know this young lady that took the belt off. I just really don't know who she is. I can't even tell you her name. So if you're gonna have a face of the sport like that, even if she's not the most acrobatic or the best wrestler out there right now, there is no denying it. She is the biggest star they have in the women's on the women's roster. I don't
Who?
think you take the belt from her right now, especially not at
Jade? No,
WrestleMania on the
not
biggest
Jade.
card of the year.
Rhea is fucking like top 2 or 3 men or women.
Yeah, Rhea's a top star
Rhea's
though.
huge.
Yeah,
Is there
you
an
don't know
echo?
her, but she's a top star. She's been around. I think Jade is a top one too. It's like Uso, right? Jay Uso is a top star, and he's over
Hmm.
with the crowd. The crowd loves him, but his in ring he gasses out. He's not as good. That's why they took the title from him. But he can
I don't
still he
smell
can
what the
still
Usos
he can
cooking
still
in
sell
here.
out shows. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you don't need the title. Jay doesn't need the title to get over.
I just don't. I'm just telling you, T. I understand you pick up pulling him, but Uso, I don't smell what he's cooking, man. I'm just telling you, Jay Cargill. There's nobody on SmackDown.
You sounded like Cameron.
There's nobody on
So
SmackDown. Who would be a better person? Come on, son. You old as hell, man. When have you seen a woman that look like that in WWE ever?
she's got the best look. She does. Only Bianca. But I think Jade. You got to remember, Jade got money. You know what I mean? I think she's got. She's not that young either. I mean,
How old is she?
she's got to be mid-30s. She pushed out 2 kids. I don't know how. She's got the greatest. She has the greatest body in the history of women's wrestling, bar none.
And after
She's
kids,
bad as fuck.
and
That
after
was
kids,
I like how my
that's
man Sock
impressive.
said she pushed out 2 kids.
I mean, I don't know if it was a
He's not lying,
C-section,
though,
but
it's the fact though.
yeah. I mean, she's married to Brandon Phillips, who made bread. So I mean, look, she's got a great look. She'll probably do movies at some point, But the women's division, the women in general, are more interesting than the men. I mean, Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer, Roxanne. I think it's So Ruka is the shit. That's she's gonna be a star for like the next 10 years. I think it's way more woman talent than men talent.
I agree.
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
so. They're not good in the ring. I like the men right now. A lot of them are like off, and their timing is off. There's a lot. They make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Physically, they're limited.
Character and personalities. The women.
I love Liv's character. I think Liv has gotten so much better the last 2 or 3 years. Like it's matching her in ring and her character. I think she's the best.
I just think that when you look at Jay Cargill, you got like another Stone Cold, possibly somebody who can really change the game in a way that we haven't seen. And I'll tell you this: I'm not a big fan of the new wrestling that they got going on. But I mean, because everybody seems to always be hurt. But I just say this, man: when they did that kind of was just that really hurt the sport doing that bullshit. There was no reason for her to lose that WrestleMania.
But you got to understand, like, with in the wrestling business, right? Not everybody needs the belt, right? And the belt doesn't really need everybody. So Jade doesn't really need the title. She's already going to get over, and she's already going to be a star in the business without a belt. And eventually, she's going to get the belt back, right? If she keeps working. So, like, it's just like a lot of people like title changes, right? They like to see a title change, so it happened. So I can see Jade winning the title back, right? It's
The
just
shock value.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that we're not getting.
Oh, that sucked with that echo.
Yeah, we're not getting the matches we want to see because people got hurt and the girls are on the shelf for a little bit. That's all.
If you remember, they did this. I'm sorry, they did the same thing to Bianca a couple of years ago. Remember when they brought back Becky and they kind of played Bianca.
Yeah, that was messed up. Now
very for no reason.
That was bad. Yeah.
I don't think the average fan cares about Bianca in the same way they do about Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill is bringing people back to the sport.
No,
I think a
I
lot of
love
us.
Bianca. I like
I
Bianca.
I
think
think a
I
lot
think
of
you
us.
got a crush on Jade.
I think
No,
I
I
think
don't.
her
No, I don't.
character
I'm
is
just
cool
saying.
because like, go ahead.
God damn, nigga. All I'm saying is that when you see it, I'm just saying for what I've been hearing with the little girls around. I got 2 daughters. My oldest daughter was talking about her, so that's what kind of got me into it. And I could give a fuck how she look. I'm just saying, just in general, on like when you
Cap.
see people who usually don't watch, the sport picking it up. I mean, hey, I mean, I'm a little different than you, Kyle. I'm not an old man like you, suck. That stuff don't really move me, man. That same way. It just don't move me that way. It just
I
don't.
hope you become an
It
old man
just.
like me.
I'm just telling you, it don't. It don't move me that way because one thing I learned is this: all that stuff is fleeting, man. For real, all that stuff is fleeting. At the end of the day, I think the chick got a decent personality. She's not all tattooed up. She seems like somebody who could be a role model for the sport, and that's what the sport. That's what I like to see in sports. People that you can actually connect to and bring people who usually won't watch the sport. The same way Steve Austin did. When you think about Steve Austin, he wasn't the greatest wrestler, not a chance. I thought Kurt Angle was better than everybody, but Kurt Angle wasn't as big as Austin. It's about who connects with the people and who the people choose, in my opinion.
That's true.
You're right.
You're damn true.
Yeah, because I like Kurt Angle too. He was one of my favorites, but he wasn't as over as Stone Cold. That's a fact. But Kurt
Stone
Angle
Cold's the
though got an
goat.
in-ring
And
performance.
and you know what's funny
Nah,
about
Mick
Kurt Angle?
Foley is
He
the
was a
GOAT.
hell of a wrestler. He was a hell of a wrestler. It wasn't even close. You talk about how it looked. It looked real clean. He had a great little gimmick, but man, when Austin came on there, what? That 3-6. It's funny. People like me who grew up watching what after they called the Attitude Era. We don't remember hardly anything Stone Cold ever did in the ring. That's about the stuff he did out, hitting Vince McMahon, pouring beer on people. That's the antics. Everything I know great about Kurt Angle was from whooping ass in the ring. When he went bald, he was slamming everybody. What was that slam we used to call it? Tom, I know you know what I'm talking about. What's that slam where Kurt?
The angle slam.
Yeah, the angle slam.
Yo, we went from boxing to wrestling so quick. That's crazy. Yo,
Oh, I thought you liked wrestling. My bad.
no, I love wrestling, but it kind of switched real quick. But I'm probably gonna end the
Are,
show.
the, are, the, are, the, are, the, are those
I'll let
Samoan dudes gonna get back together?
What's up?
Are those Samoan guys, the Uso guys, gonna get back together?
Some of them are. I don't know what they're doing. I didn't watch it tonight, so I don't know what they're gonna run with.
I just think Jay is ass, man. That's just me.
Salute to my man Willie, old school man. Salute to you, bro. But yeah, we made our picks. I'm gonna sign off. Look out, we got a couple interviews on the way. Tomorrow, me and Sock are gonna be speaking with Mark Ferret, who is the trainer of Berlanga, and he trains other fighters as well. And he has a part of Pro Box as well. We'll give you more information when we drop the interview. We're going to record it and we'll drop it later in the week. Also, Monday or Tuesday, I will be interviewing a couple other fighters. I'll be interviewing a prospect at featherweight, who's actually not a prospect anymore. He's a contender now. And he'll be fighting in a couple weeks on Keyshawn Davis's undercard. And last but not least, we got the
What's
big
his
interview
name,
this
Tom?
Sunday. Huh?
Who's this prospect's name?
I'm not going to say the name yet because I might be interviewing him with another fighter. So when it happens, it happens. Just be on the lookout for that. And this Sunday is the big one. Right now, Tales from the B-side. We got Lonnie Daniels coming in. Lonnie Daniels, fresh over her big upset win a couple weeks ago in Madison Square Garden against my girl Shadeja Green. So Lonnie Daniels will be on with us this Sunday night, 7:00 Eastern time. So 3 great interviews
Yeah,
coming up.
you sick, Tommy.
Maybe this Thursday. I'm working on a 4th one.
You sick, Tommy.
Yeah, I got a 4th one. Hopefully this Thursday, with a female fighter out of Guatemala. So we're going to be speaking with her. She dropped the book as well. So that's going to be a pretty interesting one, a nice little conversation. And the return of Keep It in the Ring. My man Rich Mancuso is back. Next Friday, we will be live, hopefully at 8:00, with Rich Mancuso and Keep It in the Ring. So we've got a lot of things coming up on this channel. I've been busy.
Uncle Richie.
Your man Uncle Richie is back. So yeah, so stay keep on the lookout for those interviews. And I've been making contacts with some other fighters as well. but it can only do so much within a week. But we got some high profile names and some decent names as well. So at the end of the way, we're trying to bring this content and bring some guys in the boxing world to you guys, not just us with our opinions, but people that are in the sport. So look out for
And
that.
people got to know this about my man. TD Sports is the Paul Bear of boxing talk.
I don't even know how to respond to that. If you guys got anything, you guys can make your closing words. And I'll see
do
you
your
guys.
Paul Bear impression, man.
Nah, I'm not doing no Paul. Come on. I'll see you guys on Sunday night at 7:00 Eastern. And keep a lookout for the other interview with Mark Ferret. But Marky Dan, any closing words?
Hey, Sock, make him do the impression, man.
This guy. Salute to Chop Cheese Tommy. Decent guy, great show. For sure gonna look out for that Lonnie Daniels interview. That should be interesting to hear. I got my own show. If anybody in the chat ain't heard of it, it's called the Democracy Briefing. I'm gonna be going live this Sunday around 5:00. I was pretty busy this week, so I couldn't go live, but I will be free, like I said, this Sunday. Smash the like button and shout out to the whole SDN. Good.
Mark, you're in Philly, right?
No, I'm in the Virgin Islands. I'm from St. Croix.
Who? Oh, okay, I thought you were in Philadelphia. You
No,
live in the
talking about
Virgin
Prize.
Islands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just changed his voice.
No, that's how I talk on the regular.
He said he just changed his voice. Mark, yeah, let me get your other voice.
Shut your mother slut. How about that? No good chopped cheese eating mother. Hey, I don't like our people up here, especially our mother son right there, BBO.
Hey.
Any closing words? Yo, BVO, your avatar, you should stick with this avatar. That avatar is pretty great. You got to stick with that one. That one, I think that should
Nah,
be.
you should put the raccoon one up.
I don't want to put the picture of your mother up, man. That's not respectful, man.
Oh,
you can't
no.
do that. But I'll say this, man. Shout out to TD, man. Paul Bear, that's what we call him now, Paul Bear, man. So, but I will say this, man. Shout out to my man Bernard Hackett. We got some big things going on. Me and Miss BBO get ready to start our new podcast, the Mr. and Miss BBO show. Appreciate everybody showing love, man. We just hit 10,000 subscribers, man. We're doing some big things, and I had to learn how to fix some things over. So y'all stay tuned. Like I said, we really trying to get this Ja Obata interview together. And we covering real boxing. Lord Spoke, we're gonna be covering more of the heavyweights this year because I kind of want to get out of the forgive me, I want to get out of this Devin Haney tank bullshit. I want to leave that behind. That's just me. I want to leave that behind. I want to talk about some real boxing, man. Also got a plan to get with Murat Gassiev. I'll be going back and forth with Murat Gassiev. I'm hoping to get the WBA champion on at some point. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to have some real fighters on like Murat. We all know how great Ja Obata can be. So just keep your eyes open. We're doing some big things. And shout out to Sock and my man TD Sports, man. He's doing some great things over here, man. But I will say this. You're a real snake to have the person who beat Shadasia Green dead on here, man. That's crazy.
Come on, man.
I mean, she beat Shadasia dead, bro.
Come on.
I can't believe you're going to have her on here, bro. That's sick. That's sick.
We don't need to use those terms, man. By the way, she's doing well. She dropped a video today thanking her sponsors and thanking people that went and, showed support. So Shadasia's doing fine. She's in good spirits from what I've seen in the video. And she's very responsive to people, in the chats and in the comments. So, if you get a chance, go wish her well.
On my next one, go New York, go New York, go. We going to the finals this year, man. Shout out to Cap, man. We going to the NBA finals this year. Shout out to my New York Knicks, man.
Sock is a Celtics fan, right?
Oh well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, we should have talked about no nuts Jaylen Brown about to get traded.
Traded for what?
They're about to get him up out of there. They can't win no championships no more with this team.
Okay.
Especially if they get bounced by the Sixers in the first round.
Well, nobody
The
thought Joel
Sixers are
Embiid would
fucking
come in.
good.
Joel Embiid dropping 33 points, man. Nobody expected that, bro.
The Sixers got
Nah, but
2
you
top
expect
20
that from
players.
Joel Embiid, whether or not his knee is hurt. That's not the point. They still supposed to have the firepower and the team to stand up. They're not supposed to go 7 games
Who's
this
going to
year.
guard Joel Embiid, man? What are you talking about?
You know what happens in Game
That's
7 at
not
the
the
guard.
point. Jalen Brown and Jason
You're
Tate.
getting hyped
Or
for
let
no
me just
reason.
talk about Jalen Brown specifically. They ain't been producing like what they should have these past 2 games. If they come up with their regular averages, this series would have been over by now.
Y'all need
That's just a
a
fact.
point guard at some point, so y'all really need a point guard.
I think
I
the point
mean,
guard is the most overrated position in basketball. Just look at the
look at
teams that
I
win
think that's a
championships.
cap.
look at the
Huh?
Rockets. You got to have a serviceable point guard to play make. You just got to.
Mm,
I mean,
I
at
think
least if you look how y'all really are playing one-on-one basketball. That's not going to win in this league. This isn't 2001. That's
John
pretty much
it's
Morant?
what
a
I do.
John Morant?
Boxing y'all too.
it's a pick and roll league. Pick and roll and hit your threes, and tomorrow the threes will fall.
My only
John
question is
Morant?
this though, so if you think VJ, Maxey, Paul George, and of course Joel Embiid, they all not gonna be off. It's gonna be it's a tough task for y'all in the garden, man. Shout out to the TD Gardeners. It's gonna be a tough task for y'all up there, man.
I mean, hey, let's see what happens.
But my Knicks is going on, so that's all I care about. Shout out to the Knicks, man. We back. You got a Knicks fan, Tommy?
Not a Knicks
How
fan.
you not a Cavs fan?
Say it again.
How come you're not a Cavs fan? You're Mr.
My
Ohio for
dad.
everything else.
No, my dad knew Allen Houston, so him and Allen Houston was real cool. So I signed up with the Knicks fan.
I thought you were a Lakers fan, BBO.
No, I liked Kobe, man. I'm a Knicks
I
fan, bro.
literally thought I heard
Orange
you
and blue.
say my Lakers at least 3 times this week when we're talking about LeBron.
No, man, I've always been a Knicks fan, bro. Orange and blue skies, man.
As far as I know, BBO, he's a Knicks fan.
Okay, all right.
Orange and blue skies, baby boy.
Yeah.
And we might, and you know, it's funny. We might win a championship, man.
Shit. I mean, 1973. I mean, it's about fucking time.
Yeah, we got to get up early.
Can we get one side? You hating bastard.
We got to get up early for this Inoue fight. So I'm closing out, guys.
Oh, you covering the fight too?
Say that again.
You gonna get up and cover the fight?
I'm not gonna cover the fight. I'm gonna watch the fight.
Boxing and bagels.
So we gotta.
Let's get it.
You did not listen to what I just said. I got an interview tomorrow. Me and Sock are gonna interview Mark Ferret, Berlanga's trainer. I got an interview on Sunday, and I got an.
Hey, don't get your ass kicked. I thought you was gonna get up for the fight.
I'm gonna get up and watch the fight, but I'm not gonna go live to watch and stream the fight. You know what I'm saying? So.
No.
I appreciate
But
you
no,
guys
great
coming
job
up.
with you guys, man. Get some rest, man.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you coming up, Sock. Thank you for coming up, even though you came an hour and a half late. Appreciate you, my man. Joe Townsend in the building. Salute to you, bro. We're about to sign off. But yeah, man, look out for those interviews. We'll be back. TD Sports Talk. We'll be back live. Definitely on Tales from the B-Side this Sunday night. Lonnie Daniels. Stay tuned for more. Peace out, guys.
Yeah, buddy. That's a dope outro.